Hi, baby. Yeah.
I'm Groot.
I would like a picture of you. No, no, no. Stay put. Sit. Sit, baby. Sit. Hey. Hey, look up here. Look up here. Oh, now you don't want a picture, huh? Now live. Cyber Bob. He is first. Joe is second. Yeah, skip that. Pause that. And switch this to all messages. There we go. Come on. Oh, come on. He wants to be a nudge today. There we go. How are you critters today? Who's number 3? No lurkers. Say something. I'll bite you. Hi, kitty. You're a good kitty cat. It's a good kitty cat. Oh, yeah. Hey, my turkey. Ooh, that's stalled. I gotta get that in the fridge. I love turkey. I found a recipe for hey Jerry. I found a recipe for some smoked turkey black bean soup I'm gonna make for Friday too. Eating a gobbler, huh? Hey Joe. Oh man, I miss those sandwiches. I can't even make a copy of the sandwich. Nobody local has 12-inch sub rolls. All I can find is little rolls like this. I mean, maybe in Albuquerque they'll have them somewhere, but you know, I'm not driving 50 miles to get some sub rolls. It's like, God damn it! All I want's a freaking sub roll. I love Wawa. Gotta love Wawa. I miss Wawa a lot. There's 2 things I really miss is Wawa and the water. I miss those 2 things. But what are you gonna do? I do not miss the humidity, the high taxes, or the mosquitoes. So there's that too. Go ahead, start knocking stuff over. I'm gonna kick your butt. Good morning, Big Bad Joe. It's just me here, so I'll have a really simple Thanksgiving dinner. I got the turkey. I'll make some mashed potatoes, green bean casserole, and some cranberry sauce. Thank you. And thank you to Richard for the $50 PayPal donation. You rock, dude. That was very pleasing to see that when I woke up this morning. Like, that made my day. Oh, boy. We'll probably have to show it a couple times, but I got 3 of these printed out. The final version of the light mounts that I've made. Michelle is doing good. I got to coax her a bit to be a little more proactive during the physical therapy. Really, Kat? You're just gonna just keep walking over top of my keyboard, right? Here, get down. Interesting. I think the SD card in the printer went bad. because I've used the same exact G code, and this one stopped at like 96%, you know, just the last half inch to go, and it just froze right there in the print. And I restarted it. It's good enough. I can still use it. I did another one, and it stopped at the exact same spot. So I think the SD card is becoming corrupt. That happens. That's why I buy those cheap SD cards that I get off of AliExpress and stuff. You can get them for like 40 cents a piece. You just buy the little cheap ones, you know, 500 megabyte, you know, 1 gigabyte. You know, they don't need to be large for a printer. But the final version is finished. It is now available on my store. I think it's like $5 or $6. It's also available on printables and Thingiverse, so you can get it for free, or you can pay for it. And if you're a Patreon member, it's available on Patreon for free as well. But it is completely finished. It is now 2 parts. You have a screwdriver, which fits inside, by the way. That was purely an accident that the screwdriver happens to fit inside, which is freaking awesome. But this is your screwdriver, and that's what you use to turn the set screw, which holds the light in. So now you just thread this in, and if you have a smaller light, there's a longer set screw, because I don't want the set screw sticking all out, because it'll look ugly. But now I can stick my lights in here and then tighten the set screw, and that's it. You're done. Now your light is mounted inside of the light post. Use 3-inch deck screws. Screw this into the top of your post if you have a wooden fence like I do. And now you just, I'm going to actually make a mount for this to leave it outside. I'm going to mount this right to the back of one of the posts, so it's always where the lights are, because it's plastic. It's not like the weather's going to hurt it. And then you just take your printed screwdriver and use it to turn the set screw, and the set screw just sits inside the set screw just sits inside there like that. You just, when you mount this, you just mount the set screw to the back so you don't see it. And now I have a nice, that's actually really in there good. That works way better than I thought it would. The only mistake I made is I forgot to turn off the bottom layers. I did fix that. If you get the paid version or the Patreon version, you get all the ready-to-go G-code. And that G-code includes all the layer changes and the customizations that I added, so you get a really nice print like this. And it doesn't include the bottom layers. I forgot to turn it off when I did my test prints. You want them to be hollow like that, so that if water gets inside of them, it just drains out. And but yeah, that's the final version. That's done. It's about 150 grams each, which is not too bad. I'd like to get it. Hey 3D Medic, I'd like to get it down to 100 grams, and I might try to. You could probably try to, actually, with the number of walls, you could probably just lower the infill, and you might be able to get it down to 100 grams. Of course, you have to print this too, but these sets, with some tweaking, like for example, if you're not using really, these are really heavy. This is like a 3-pound light, so I want this to be pretty bulletproof. But if you're using relatively lightweight lights, but bigger like that, don't use this for Dollar Tree lights. It's kind of silly. I actually did make an insert. I have to confirm dimensions first. I did make an insert for Dollar Tree lights, so you can just drop an insert in there and stick the Dollar Tree light in there. And but I'm also going to make a dedicated mount like this for Dollar Tree lights. That's a lot less plastic, because Dollar Tree lights, they're not heavy. They don't need a ridiculous amount of plastic, and they don't need a set screw. It'll just be a stick it in and you're done. But I'll make a much faster, lighter one for Dollar Tree lights. Because let's be fair, a lot of people use Dollar Tree lights, including me. I have T-post fence between my neighbor and me, and I have a Dollar Tree light on every post. By the way, don't buy them at Dollar Tree anymore. Buy them at Walmart. If you buy them at Walmart, they're 97 cents each. While if you buy them at Dollar Tree, they're $1.25 each, because it's now got a new name. Remember, we've renamed Dollar Tree. Now the new name is not a Dollar Tree. Because I'm an asshole. But yeah, they all work fine. I'm very pleased with the outcome. These I designed these to last forever. So they use a lot of plastic. Hey, Matt. Any more snow? No, but we're expecting a little bit of snow later this week, but just a little bit, and it'll be gone. Oh yeah, I wanted to trim off the blob. I don't really have to, but I want to. There we go. And the blob is gone. Just the blob where it stopped. Even though the print stopped, it's closed, and it's more than tall enough, so I don't care. But yeah, I love the screwdriver. I'm going to use this for a lot more things. I'm going to keep the imprint tool that I made to, and I'm going to use this so I can use the same screwdriver for other projects. So I'm going to keep that universal, because this very large grub screw idea just worked really well. And so I'm going to keep those tools for making other things that use the same screwdriver. But I just love that. How strong can a screwdriver be when it's 19 millimeters across and it's got 5 perimeters? Trust me, you're not going to apply enough torque to a piece of plastic to ever break the screwdriver. This thing is, I can stab you in the head with this. And just yeah, I know. And they don't have to either. I know what that stuff costs. they wanted to make more profit. You know, they could have raised the price of every product in their store a nickel and paid all their employees $20 an hour, and it would have cost them nothing. And I would have gone out of my way to shop there more. But instead, they're one of the worst paying employers in the entire country. No politics. Let's not go over that. That's bullshit. What are you gonna do? But I am very, very pleased with the outcome. These are great. So once again, for those new, this is available on my store, Nerese.com. It's like $5 or $6, but it's also available for free on Printables and Thingiverse. And of course, if you're a Patreon member, it's also free there. Patreon members get all my models for free. And but yeah, I'm thrilled with that. I really love how that came out. I'll be getting that sand stone print or stone spray paint. And I'll be painting all these in that stone paint because this way it'll be consistent. It'll match the decor and they won't get so hot in the sun. Although these are petchy, as long as you use white or khaki or yellow or something like that. No, 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 no. They don't print together. I print them sequentially. So the way I print them is it prints this first, then it moves over here and prints this, and then it comes back over here and prints this. Oh, that would be slick as hell if you printed this inside of this, but that's a tight enough fit that there would be stringers attaching those together. I mean, I guess that wouldn't be that big a deal. You could just give it a good pop and it'll come right out, but or you'll end up with a screwdriver shaped hole in your hand. But you know, I wouldn't. This is not working. What the hell? Why does it do that? Where this will just stop updating. I hate when it does that. Of course, there's no way for me to know. The only reason I know is because I still had the chat screen on this screen. I do have a new computer coming in. I scored one of those SFF computers off eBay for $50. Core i5, 16 gig of RAM, 500 gig SSD, and it's got doesn't have HDMI, but you can convert DisplayPort to HDMI, and I have DisplayPort to HDMI converters. And I tried to snatch a 24-inch HP monitor off of Marketplace yesterday when I was down in Albuquerque for $20, but the guy never replied back. I sent a message like, hey, I can't come down there again until next Tuesday. I can't afford the 70-mile round trip of gas, you know. When I'm already down there visiting Michelle, when I'm done visiting her, I can go get the monitor, but I can't just make a trip just for that. But I'm hoping he replies because that monitor was pretty nice. It had a very small bezel. There's another guy who's got a pair of monitors, $20 each, but I'd rather have the other one because it's a nicer monitor. But and I have a monitor here I can use as a second monitor because what I need is a 2-monitor setup, and I want to stop using this computer as my streaming machine because this is a tablet. It's a Core i7, really nice tablet, and last thing I want to do is wear it out doing this. I'd rather preserve this for when I need it on trips. So I'll have that small form factor computer, and I'll be able to get multiple webcams set up again. And but yeah, I love the grub screw. It just works so much better than. It's a little tight fit, but I've already adjusted the model that you're downloading, so this part here is 5% smaller, and that should be more than enough. But with the number of perimeters this prints with, you can shave it down a little bit if you have to. But with the 5% shrink, it should be enough. And then you just insert it. You insert your lamp post and tighten it down. That's it. Don't, tighten it enough that it doesn't pull out. That's all. All it's supposed to do is keep it from rocking around in the wind. It's not supposed to be cranked down hard. It is plastic, and that's thin metal. But yeah, I love the fact that I can store this inside of here like this, and then just tighten the set screw a little bit and hold it in place. And so there you go. There's a set ready to go. I just like that. It's silly, but I do. I like it. But they came out really nice. They're going to look good on top of my posts. I could make these bigger, but I don't think there's too many lights with a bigger than 43mm shaft. I mean, I haven't seen any with a bigger shaft than that. At least not any that I'd be willing to stick on one of these. You're not going to want to stick a 6-foot light post on one of these. A tiki torch or something like that, you could. If you want to stick a 6-foot tiki torch on something like this, you could do that. But like an actual heavy duty 6-foot like street light kind of thing, no, you're not going to want to put that on this. It'll break it over time. But just somebody, all it's going to take is for somebody to bump into it. It'll break. But for these, sitting on top of the wooden posts, perfect. And sure, it's a lot of plastic, but let's get real here, okay? It costs me $1.50 to print this, and it'll last the life of the house, forever. This has got 150 grams of plastic in it. Hey Joseph, how are you doing? It's got 150 grams of plastic in it, and it's PTG. This is the good stuff, but you can use PLA. Trust me, when you print this heavy duty like that. When you print with this many perimeters and that much infill, unless you live in Death Valley or Phoenix, PLA will be fine. Just use white, yellow, khaki. Use a light color. I mean, you got to stay away from the reds, the navies, the dark greens. You got to use pastels and lights. But as long as you do that, or, for example, if all you got is black PLA, paint it. Spray paint it white or khaki. Light khaki. Not dark khaki. There's a pretty big difference in radiation absorption. And but with this kind of infill, you're fine. This is not going to warp. It's just not. The only time I might be worried is if you have a cantilevered light. Like one of my lights is it's got a curved arm and then the light hangs. That might be a problem for PLA over time in hot climates, because the PLA will creep over time and warp because the light's off-centered. But any kind of symmetrical light like this, not going to be a problem. And I'm only printing with PETG because I'm configured for PETG, so I'm going to do PETG for everything. But yeah, came out nice. I have no complaints. The nano polymer is still working ridiculously well. I still can't pull the third one off yet because the bed hasn't cooled down, and it does not remove until the bed cools down. I could pick up the printer by the print. I could grab the print and lift the whole printer. That's how good the bed adhesion is with nanopolymer. It's amazing stuff. That stuff is witchcraft. There's some spooky black magic going on with that shit. Ooh, FlashForge. Wow. Anything FlashForge for that price is a good deal. And oh, trust me, now here's the trick though. Now, if you're printing any high temperature plastics, if you're dealing with nylons, ABSs, stuff like that, okay, you're gonna have to reapply the nanopolymer. But if you're just using PLA and PETG, once you get a good coat of nanopolymer down on the bed, I haven't had to reapply in months. And one of those little samples, one of these got some right here. Where is it? I know I got some right here somewhere. Ooh, I needed these. I so badly needed these. Where is it? There it is. One of these. Really? You're just gonna keep messing with me, are you? Son of a bitch. If you go to shows, you can get the sample packs. You can also buy them. They sell the samples. Oh man, one of the earrings fell down. That's gonna be a nightmare to find that. But these little sample packs, one of these will do an Ender 3. And you might even be able to do a CR10 with one of these. And the other really cool thing is that when I print my very large blocks that I haven't printed in a while just because I can't afford electricity right now, when I print my very large blocks, no matter what bed I use, they peel off. The warp force is so strong. This is the only thing that holds them down. It's the only thing. They do not pull up when I use this. And the nice thing is I can actually use that. Now, this doesn't work all the time. I haven't. I have a big bottle. I have a big giant bottle. They sent me a sample kit. I got those at the Rocky Mountain show. Oh, by the way, they moved Rocky Mountain Murph to May, which is a great idea because the weather is still pretty nasty earlier in the year there. So May is going to be a lot better. You'll probably eventually use the whole bottle depending on how much you put on. And I would put it on a pretty decent amount. But this should work. This should cover an Ender 3 for a year. So $5 for a year, and you're good to go. I mean, hello? Yes. After a year, you'll probably use the entire bottle on an Ender 3. I've barely scratched what's in the large bottle. It really does not take that much. I mean, now when I put it on the aluminum bed, I have to use a pretty decent amount, and it takes two applications. So this does not always work. They warned me this doesn't always work. I got lucky and it worked for me, so I'm warning you, it doesn't always work. But I was able to use the nanopolymer directly on the aluminum heat bed. That has many advantages. One, there's nothing to peel. I've had my blocks pull so hard that I switched over to my my tactical nuclear option for bed adhesion. I have a few of the stickers left that have that cloth-like feel. You know, like the original Ender 2 had. That super thin sticker that's on the Ender 2 and the original Ender 3s. And it has that semi-fabric-like feel to it. It's very rigid. There's no give. But it has like a fabric-like feel. That stuff sticks like bonkers. I've printed ballpoint pens by their tip. And they stayed. I used that. And it worked. The print did not release from the sticker. Instead, it ripped the fucking sticker off the aluminum bed. I'm not kidding. It pulled the sticker off the bed. It's like, what the hell? That's how hard it was pulling. And so I tried it, the nanopolymer, directly on the aluminum. At first, it didn't work. But then I thought, I was like, wait a minute. Let me apply a second coat. I applied a second coat of it, and it worked. I have not had to reapply it since. I've printed 10 blocks on that printer, and I have not had to reapply the nanopolymer. And it just sticks like gangbusters. No peeling. None. Just none. It's wonderful. Oh my god, that stuff is witchcraft. Every time I see the guys at the show, I hiss at them and go, because there's some witchcraft going on with that stuff. Now, can you pull it off while it's warm? Yes, but you're going to tear the nanopolymer off the bed. And what you do is you wait until it fully cools down, and the part will simply not be attached anymore. You'll just pick up the part. It just won't be attached. And you won't damage the nanopolymer. PLA and PETG shouldn't damage the nanopolymer. So as long as you're not rough with it and don't do anything stupid with it, it should lasts. I mean, I don't know how long it's going to last, but I get months out of it. I mean, every now and then I'll put a couple drops on it and spread it around just because of my own paranoia. The parts haven't stopped sticking or anything, it's just my own paranoia. But yeah, the stuff is just that there's some dark magic going on with that stuff. I'm sold. But when I first saw the stuff, I was like, hell no. When you see the price tag of that stuff, holy shit, that stuff's expensive. One of those big bottles is like $60. It's like, ow! But then you realize how little it needs and how long it lasts. It's worth it. Trust me, just either go to a show, get some samples, or pay for a couple of the little samples. I think these little ones are like $5. You'll be sold. It's and as long as you take care of it, as long as you don't abuse it. I've even resorted to if I don't use the printer for a while, dust settles on it, and the removing the dust could remove the nanopolymer because you'd have to use some sort of liquid. So I've resorted to just putting covers over the printer. I just put a sheet or something, some kind of towel or something over top of the plate so that dust can't settle on the plate, and I have not had to reapply. It's almost semi-permanent. It's really really impressive. The Odin F5, I haven't reapplied the nanopolymer on that since last year. So, I mean, and I print with that every week. It's the stuff lasts as long as you don't wet it, don't abuse it, don't let it get dusty, don't yank parts off when they're hot. Wait until it fully cools down and the parts self-release. Stop it. He wants to run across the keyboard again. um, yeah, I can see him. He goes up here, he gets ready. He's getting himself juiced up to get ready to go zing across the keyboard to get my attention. um, but yeah, as long as you do have to apply a pretty decent amount, but you'd be surprised how little it is. I bet you if you're careful, you could probably do 2 or 3 end of freeze with one of these. It really doesn't take very much. Just make sure you get fully covered. And the brushes work. Don't try to use anything else because it'll just absorb it. Use the brushes, and it comes with the brushes. I learned that the hard way. I tried to use a piece of paper towel. It just sucked it all off. That didn't work. And you don't have to let it dry. As the bed heats up, it dries like that. And it really is pretty impressive stuff. I apply it directly to the glass and directly to the aluminum. I'm betting that people who have problems with working on the aluminum, I'm betting if you scuff the aluminum first, it'll work fine. I'm betting if you take a little bit of 220 or 320, probably 320, take some 320 grit sandpaper and to that aluminum, I bet you that'll work. I'm not sure. I'll have to test that. I have not tried that, so you've been warned that I haven't tested that. But I'm betting the aluminum beds where it doesn't work, that would work. But yeah, I'm sold. That's it. I'm sold. It works. It absolutely works. I mean, it's easy for me to say I got the stuff for free. But if you go to a show, you can they hand these out for free at printing shows. If they're there at the show, they'll give you one of these, and by the time you're done with this bottle, you'll be sold. It's nice stuff. I'm genuinely impressed. Like these, no problem. These always have a problem, where the corners they want to peel up. It always happens that way, when you do a big print like this. But as you can see, no problem. Mirror finish. That's on a glass plate using nanopolymer. Um. No. I mean, the amount that I would have to charge would be ridiculous. I mean, if I were to sell these, I mean, I'd have to charge. I mean, what, $15 a piece for them? Maybe $12 a piece? No, about 15. Because I'd only get 12, and that would net me about a $5 profit. Not even. Yeah, that would net me about a $5 profit. And at that point, they're too expensive. It's just a lamppost. You know, Where this becomes practical is if you pay me $5 and then you print them out. Because sure, you're paying $5 for a lamppost, but now you can make one of them, 10 of them, 30 of them. You can make as many as you want, and they only cost you what your materials costs. You buy a cheap roll of $11 PET G off of Amazon, which is pretty common to be able to get, and you're printing these for $1.50 each. I mean, it's pretty hard to beat that. These aren't really made. I'm gonna make a new version for Dollar Tree lights. Don't use these for Dollar Tree lights. That's a waste. Um, I'm gonna make a completely different one for Dollar Tree lights. This is for people who have real lights. Yes, but I have my own site for that. If you go to nerds.com, I have my own digital store. And you also have Cults in My Mini Factory. I'll put these on Cults in My Mini Factory as well. I tried to sign into Cults, but they insist on changing my password, and I still haven't gotten a password change email. So I can't log into Cults right now. I haven't tried My Mini Factory yet. I got it on. I'm weird. I I have difficulty not giving away models for free, and it's just I know I depended on those free models when I was not able to afford models for exposure. Maybe some custom ones. For example, I could see maybe somebody wanting some in like this, the bubblegum pink PETG and stuff like that. But those I'd have to sell for like $22 a piece because that plastic's $35 a kilo. So now you're talking about $4 in materials to make one. $4 in materials, you're gonna have $3 or $4 in Etsy and credit card fees. That's $8. And well, I guess I could still do it but then I gotta add about I don't know $2 in machine costs. So that's 10. So I could do it for 15. Yeah, I can even do the nice plastic. Not for a lamp post. I mean that's this is a little bit different. But yeah, maybe do a special run in a special plastic if somebody wants a custom order or something like that. But I'd rather just take the custom order directly. But I see what you mean about the exposure. And yeah, they do seem to pay a lot on Etsy, don't they? But so these are available for download on my store. If you're a Patreon member, it's already free for you. Just log into Patreon and you can download these. And the way I've balanced my pay it forward, I want to make these free mentality with I also need to eat food. I gotta eat. The way I've balanced that is this way. If you download these off of, I don't know who you are. I'm not answering. Um, if you download these off of printables or Thingiverse, all you get is the STL files. I do give you basic instructions for how to set up your slicer in the description. If you buy these, you get the factory file and you get all the pre-sliced G code. And so as long as your printer is Ender 3 or larger, you can just load the G code and print. And, well, see, that makes sense because those templates and stuff will save you a lot of time and effort. Yeah, I would definitely a good jig or template worth its weight in gold. Yeah, that's not silly money. If you're into that kind of stuff, a good jig or template is worth its weight in gold. And I haven't seen too much advertising for any killer um, Black Friday deals with 3D printing. There's probably going to be some, but I haven't seen anything that made me go, "Wow!" You know what I mean? Um, you're a day early, Mom. Well, whoever it was, they did leave a message, so I'll play back the message later. But um, the problem is the only way to do this on Etsy would be to make them and then offer them. And then the problem is, if nobody wants them, I just blew $50 of materials for nothing. And that would hurt. That would hurt a lot. Well, I don't really have a choice. When you're poor, your hobbies have to pay for themselves. So I cannot have a hobby that doesn't pay for itself. If I want to enjoy a hobby, that hobby has to have a way of at least breaking even and paying for its own costs, because otherwise I can't afford it. I mean, there are certain hobbies that I can afford because they're free, like geocaching. That doesn't cost anything. Just if you're already driving around, you just turn your GPS on and there you go. But hobbies that have expenses, those hobbies have to pay for themselves, or I just can't afford it. Just that's the way that is. What's a luthier? That's a word I haven't heard before. I'm assuming it's some kind of profession. Guitar maker. Interesting. Luthier. I need to look that up now because now I'm curious. Etymology, luthier.
According to Wiktionary,
not what I said.
Etymology,
luthier.
According to Wikipedia,
it keeps See, this is what pisses me off. It's just. That's what I thought. It came from lute. I thought it was going to be that. Mm-hmm. The origin was French, luth or lute. Late 19th century became luthier. Huh. And it's not actually strictly a guitar maker. A luthier is anyone who makes stringed musical instruments. So that would include, for example, violins and guitars and lutes, and would probably include harps as well. Cool. That's when I learned this word. That's like my favorite word in the world, etymology. I love that word. But here's something that pisses me off. Is I said etymology, luthier. And I watched the fucking thing put the correct word in. I watched it put Luthier and then change it to Lutheran. It's like, I wish I could turn that off. Google voice to text used to be so good, it was scary. Like, it was just like, that's creepy good. If you've ever used Dragon Naturally Speaking, and you know how much you have to train it. Now, keep in mind, your phone is not doing the translation, because otherwise you'd have to be just like Dragon Naturally Speaking. What's happening is a little tiny audio recording of what you're saying is being recorded. It's being sent to Google's servers, where their massive mainframes are able to crunch and figure out what you said, and then it sends the text back. That's why they're able to do that. That's how they get away with that. But when voice to text first came out, it was mind blowing. It was absolutely impressive. Everything I said, it nailed it every time. Very rarely did it make a mistake. Now, it constantly makes mistakes. Constantly. Over and over again. And worse, it fucks with me. Because sometimes I'll be having an argument with somebody, and I'll say something in the phone, and it'll put the opposite of what I said. Like, it'll put the opposite word. I'll say now, and it'll put not. And, things like that. And, I'd get into a fuming argument with somebody. I did not fucking say that. And like, yes, you did. I'm quoting you. And I'll look back, and sure as shit, it did say that. The goddamn speech to text engine changed my words. And I wish I could have I can't. You can't do that. You can't record it doing this except with a secondary camera, because if you turn on a recording, you can't use voice to text. Although, that's with phone calls. I never tried it with a recording. I'll have to try that. The problem is I basically have to turn my screen recorder on 24/7 to catch it, because it's random when I catch it. But I will actually watch it, put the correct word on the screen, and then I'll continue my proofreading, and without me knowing it, because my eyes have already moved past that word, it then changes the word to something else. Now, there's nothing nefarious going on. It's not like Google saying, I'm going to mess with Chris. No, that's not what's happening. What's happening is that they're trying to make their, hey, Ciro, how are you doing? They're trying to make their speech recognition engine work like we work. We do not see or hear nearly as well as we think we do. Our eyesight is kind of shit and our hearing is kind of shit. But what we do have is massive parallel processing capabilities in our brain. And our brain can take massively incomplete data and form complete data from it. It can extrapolate what was supposed to be heard that you didn't hear. And you'll find a lot of the times this will happen when you just can't understand what someone's saying. You'll say, what? And they'll say it again, and you'll be, what? It's like, that doesn't make sense. Why are you saying it? It's because your brain has made an assumption of what they're saying. And so you're hearing the assumption and not hearing what they actually said. And of course, the assumption doesn't fit the context. And you're like, what are you trying to say? And then when they finally say it slow enough that you override the assumptive context that your brain has assumed, you go, oh, that's what you're saying. Well, that's what they're trying to make I think. Okay, so first of all, I can't say that's what they're doing. This is what I think they're doing. I think they're trying to make their speech engine contextual, so that if it gets incomplete data, it can figure out what you meant, like we do. And the problem is, it sucks! God, it's so bad! I mean, it's so bad sometimes that I'll go back and look at my own text and I can't figure out what I was trying to say. Like, I'm like, what was I trying to say there? I don't know. It's like the text is so mangled that even I can't figure out what I just said 30 seconds ago. It's so bad sometimes. And then there are certain words where it refuses. It will not understand the word. It always assumes this one particular word, no matter how you say the word. And the number of times where I've watched it put the word I actually said, and then I literally watch it on the screen change to a different word. Let's try it again. Let's see if it does it again. There's no way for me. Let's see if I can record it. Screen record.
I'm Groot.
I don't know if this is going to work. Assistant can't start when another app is using the microphone. Of course. Dumbass. So I'd have to use a different phone to record the screen, because both can't use the microphone at the same time. But etymology, luthier. There it does. It says luthier.
Sorry, I didn't understand.
Oh, it got it this time, but then it says it didn't understand. It actually kept it that time. But one time it changed to Lutheran. One time it changed to Luther. It would put that word, but then it would change to a different word. I think because I did a search, it now knows I was looking for that word, and it now understands that that's the word I was saying. But it does that all the time. And what do you call those? What do you call connecting words? The, is, and what are those words called? But it screws them up all the time. I'll say is, it'll put the. I'll say the, it'll put is. It's like, these words don't even sound alike. Like, I get it when there's two words. Like I actually understand luthier and Lutheran. Those kind of sound alike. Even though it got the correct word and then changed it to a different word. That's what makes it worse. But then there's sometimes where it has a fetish for a particular connector word, and it just my whole paragraph is just littered with them. It's like I never said that word one time. Not once did I say that, but here's 7 instances of it, and I have to go through and change each of them because it makes me look like a retard. It's like, do you speak English as a second language? Because that's what my text looks like. Because it keeps changing my words to what it assumes the words should be instead of putting what I actually said. I wish I understand that they want to collect data. Great. Collect data, Google. Collect all the data you want. I support you collecting data. Give me the option to turn that off. Still collect the data. Still collect your analytics. But give me the option to stop it from changing my output. I want to go back to the way it was, where it put down exactly what I said, even if it doesn't think it makes sense. Just put down what I said, not what you think I said. But that is what it thinks. No, because I watch it put the correct word in and then change it. There's one where I'm trying to remember. I said one word and it put that word in and then it deleted it and put 4 words in that kind of remotely on the planet Pluto might sound like that one word that I said. It basically made a sentence from the one word. What? It's like, no! um, oh man, it drives me nuts. But I got so used to Google being so accurate that I stopped checking it. And all of a sudden, I'm getting these replies that make no sense. It's like, what the fuck? And I start looking at my posts. I'm like, I didn't say that. Apparently, Google thinks I did. And so I started paying attention to it, and I actually watch it do it. I watch it put the right word in, and then change it. It's like someone's messing with me. They're not. It's just them trying to make their AI more intelligent. It's not AI, but that's what they call it. They're trying to make their algorithm more intelligent. But the result in some instances is a fucking nightmare. It's like give me instructions on how to teach it, on how to correct it, on how to stop it from doing that, or how to, if I have to talk differently, great. Tell me how to talk so that I can stop it from doing that. But I don't know how to talk differently to make it stop doing that. Except for going back to the way you used to speak with Dragon Naturally Speaking when you taught it. Before Dragon Naturally Speaking. The whole point of Dragon Naturally Speaking, and the reason you had to teach it and teach it and teach it, is the second part of the name, naturally speaking. You see, in the old days of voice dictation, you had to say, like, here, let me read Jerry's post. People that shop, they are looking for those one-off items and will pay for it. You would have to say, people that shop there are looking for those one-off items. And that's how you'd have to talk to get voice dictation to work. The whole point of Dragon Naturally Speaking, what eventually online dictation did, was that we didn't have to do that anymore. We could just talk like this and it would understand. Let's see what happens. This should be pretty easy. I just open up a new email and just talk into it. Let's see. The whole point of naturally speaking programs is that you can just talk naturally. You could talk the way you always talk, and the programs would simply understand what you were saying. You didn't have to enunciate your words clearly or specifically, or separate them by spaces. The whole point of naturally speaking programs is that you can just talk naturally. You can talk the way you always talk, and the programs would simply understand what you were saying. You didn't have to enunciate your words clearly or specifically, or separate them by space. Perfect. Perfect. Now, why can't it do that all the time? It got every single word perfectly. Huh. I wonder I wonder if it has to do with. I wonder if it has to do with me. Because I wasn't looking at the screen when I did that. I purposely just looked here and just talked and just to see what it would get. Because normally I'm looking at the words as it's putting it, looking for it to make mistakes. And I wonder if my pauses and delays as I'm doing that is causing it to do that. Huh. That's interesting. So I wonder if it's like a pilot induced Dutch roll. If the pilot's lag time in control inputs is actually causing the problem. I wonder if I'm actually causing the problem looking to stop the problem. Oh, that's interesting. Because it got every single word perfectly. No mistakes. Oh, isn't that interesting? No, but see, there's the problem, though, is that I watch it put the correct word in. When I said etymology luthier, I watched it put the word luthier in and then change it to Lutheran. You actually see the word luthier and then Lutheran. It's like it got the right word, and then its context engine decided, oh, I think you meant this, and it changed it to that. I actually watch it do this. I wonder if me trying to stop it from doing it is what's actually causing it to do it. Because it got every single word perfect. Oh, that is. Let me try reading somebody else's comments and see what happens. Now I'm obsessed with this. I've meaning to put my French cleat locks up on Etsy, but I've been trying to avoid turning a hobby into a job. New paragraph. My friend is a luthier, and I'm trying to work with him on some templates. Niche market, but that might work to my favor. I've meaning. It even got the mistake because you should have said I've been meaning. Um, I've meaning to put my French cleat locks up on Etsy, but I've been trying to avoid turning. Perfect. My friend is a luthier, and I'm trying to work with him on some templates. Niche market, but that might work. Perfect. It got it perfect both times. No errors.
I'm Groot.
So I wonder if I'm causing it. If they try to train it on the way some people speak, then we're all going to be going crazy. New paragraph. Possibly. New paragraph. Or is sucks at lip reading? If they try to train it on the way some people speak, then we're all going to be going crazy. Possibly. Or is sucks even the mistake? Because it's supposed to be or it sucks, but I said it the way you said it. Perfect. It got every word exactly right. Son of a bitch. Now, however, when I said etymology luthier, I only said 2 words and still got that wrong. But that's a confusing word because luthier is an unusual word, so I can give it a pass on that. And now that I did a search, it gets that word correctly when I say it. Interesting. No, I don't, because their system caused this problem. They could have provided the instructions that I'm figuring out right now. Okay? That's them. And I know it does it because there are times, because remember, in the beginning, I didn't check it. I'd gotten so used to trusting Google because it did such a good job at voice dictation that I just stopped checking it. I would literally turn my phone on, not even look at it, hit the button, say what I have to say, and say send it. And I wouldn't even double check it because it was so good. And then I started getting into problems with people saying, you said this. No, I didn't. And I go back and sure enough, I did, even though I know I didn't. All right. And so I started checking it. And so a feedback loop may have been created. I'm going to have to try that with my discussions. Also, I wonder if it's the distance. Oh, that's interesting. Now, there are some words that are definitely Google's problem. Because, like, there are times where I'll say one word and it'll put like 4 words. It'll like create a sentence out of the sounds that I made when I said that one word, and that's just weird. But that's a niche thing. That's rare. Um, Now this time when I talked to it, I had the phone out here like this. I wonder if distance is important. Usually I'm here like this talking to it because I'm watching the screen. I wonder if I'm too close. I wonder if too close is as bad as too far. This phone has a really bad design for its microphone. It's horrible because the microphone is right there. And of course, what do you do when you hold your phone? You stick a finger underneath there to hold the phone up. And of course, that means my finger is covering the microphone. And unlike, flagship phones, this doesn't have dual mics. So, it's gotten to the point where my brother say, "I can't hear you. You're covering the microphone again." I'm like, oops, yes, I am. It's gotten to the point where I'll just do this. So I can't. So now I can stick my hand there and not cover the microphone. Because I noticed when I use my Sony 5 Mark II, that dictation works a lot better. That's a flagship phone. It's a really nice phone. Huh. I wonder if this is a combination of all three things. If the lower quality mics, my delay in trying to proofread, proximity, and their context engine are all getting confused. Boy, that is interesting. That's going to require some experimentation. I'm still going to have problems with their context engine because I tend to get in discussions that use unusual words or less common words. And that's going to, like luthier, that's not a common word, and you see it made a mistake. It assumed I meant something else because it's such an uncommon word. However, after I did the search with the word luthier, it now gets the word correctly. So it learned. It figured out that, oh, he actually did mean that word. But there are some words like try to say 3D prints. Half the time it doesn't work. Well, actually, I bet you if I say 3D prints, it will work. I wonder. How many 3D prints have you made today? You got the correct word. But if I say I want to make some prints on my computer, it got it right this time too. But half the time it puts the word prince, Prince, and I just stopped correcting it. I just let it go. I got tired of fixing it. Of course, it's mocking me now by doing it right. Interesting. I'm gonna have to play with that. And people love ragging on me about my punctuation. I like take it up with Google. It's not my problem. Because Google doesn't put in punctuation. It doesn't put in commas and periods and stuff like that. Theoretically, you could say the punctuated word. So you heard me say new paragraph. However, sometimes it doesn't create a new paragraph. Sometimes it puts in the words new paragraph. Now, some do work well. For example, it's almost impossible to get Google to say period. Like, I was like, that's my answer, period. That doesn't work. It always puts the dot. The only way to get period is you have to say Period. And then it puts it in caps and spaces them out. You can't say the word period. I wonder if there's a way to say it within a sentence where it'll get it. It's not a word I use very often. How can I use it in a word? Oh, I know how. After my first period class, I have to go to my second period class. It got it correct that time. It actually put the word period in. Yeah, that's what I did. it understood that. It got that. Now, another thing it has trouble with is quotes. Sometime I can say quote and it'll put the flying commas. I love that word. That's what I call it from now on, flying commas. It'll put the flying commas in, and then I'll say something, and then I'll say quote. And what'll happen is sometimes it'll do the sentence and then the word quote. It's like, come on, you have to know a second quote is coming. And it has a lot of trouble getting that. Now, some that it does very well. It used to do new paragraph very well, but lately it has trouble with new paragraph, and half the times it puts in the word new paragraph. Also, some interfaces don't allow new paragraph. So, for example, you have a trouble with that. I tried that, it doesn't always work. Now, open parenthesis, close parenthesis seems to work. Let me try it again. I didn't try doing it with open quote. I'm going to try to add a quotation. Open quote. Wonder if you need to say end quote. Nope, it put in open quote and it put in end quote. How about we try this? Quote. It put the word quote in. So I don't know how to make it do that. I think parentheses works. How about we try this? Open parentheses. Nope, it put in the words open parentheses. So I don't know how to make it do those with dictation. Now, some that do work well, quotes 50-50. I gave up trying. It just works so rarely that I just don't do it anymore. I just do it manually. But question mark almost always works. So how are you doing today? Question mark. That almost always works. It's really kind of messed up. Okay, I wonder how many of you have done this. I've done this and felt so foolish instantly after doing it. Is my prescriptions ready? Question mark. How many people have done that? And the lady on the phone is like, what? And I'm like, I'm sorry, I'm an idiot. I use voice dictation a lot, and I have to say the word question mark to put a question mark at the end of a sentence. I did try adding a pause. It didn't work. I thought maybe the pause would indicate, okay, a command's coming, but that didn't work. But yeah, that's embarrassing when I do that. And sometimes, oh my god, the most embarrassing thing in the world is, are you keeping your victims happy today? And I'll smile and I'll say smiley face. Because that's what I say to get the voice dictation to put in the smiley face. Half the times people don't notice, but a few times they give you a little quick look like, what? I spend so much time dictating into this thing because, I mean, this has got a 6.8-inch screen, okay? This has got a massive screen. It's tiny compared to my hands. Okay? My hand is bigger than this screen. Okay? I have gigantic hands. Doing this does not work well for me. Even on this big screen, it's horrible. It's so bad. Now, oddly enough, the old BlackBerry keyboard, like the 7720 curve, those work great. It's like, how did those tiny keyboards work so fucking well? With these giant hands, I figured out how they did it. Did you ever actually look at the keyboards on those phones? The keyboards with the flat keys suck. God, they're horrible. You hit 2 or 3 keys at the same time. But the BlackBerry, they figured it out. The keys are domes. If you look at the keys on the keyboard, they're all domes. They have points. And your finger can feel the points. And you push the point, which allows you to know what key you're pressing, press the key without pressing the surrounding keys. Because when you have 2 flat keys like this, and you press, you're getting multiple keys. But when you have keys that are shaped like this, I can just press the key that I want. That the little domes on the keys, all the keys on the BlackBerry keyboard have little points. They're raised. That's how they did it. All those little micro keyboards that have raised keys. My Lotus did the same thing. They weren't pointy like the BlackBerry was. They were more like plinths, like plateaus. So they were like a pyramid with the top cut off. But yeah, those worked great because your finger could distinguish the individual keys, and because the center of the key was raised, you could depress the key and actuate the function without enough of your finger touching the surrounding keys to activate them. It's such a simple thing, but so effective. Now, why did the cheap phones like the flat keys? Because they're easy to manufacture. Single rubber membrane. But they sucked to type on. But those nice raised dome keys that on the nicer quality phones was no problem typing. Now, sometimes I do type manually and I use swipe, which works amazingly well. As long as, this is why swipe is not super popular. You have to be good at spelling. If you're not good at spelling, you're going to hate swipe. But if you're good at spelling, swipe is wonderful. Basically, if you want to spell apple, you literally just start at the A and you go A-P-L-E. Apple. You just go through all the letters. So unsubstantiated. Unsubstantiated. Just that easy. It's incredibly accurate. Now, there are some words that confuse it, words that are spelled very similarly. But in general, swipe is ridiculously accurate. Only if you know how to spell. Like, I tried to get my dad to use swipe, and I realized pretty quickly it's impossible. He can't use swipe because he can't spell. If you can't spell, you can't swipe. But swipe does work very well, but it still takes significantly longer than dictation. Oh, I used to be pretty good at T9. Oh, I was pretty good at and that's where predictive text came in. Tap, tap, tap. Because you would type in the first couple letters and it would give you 2 or 3 options at the top and you just pick the right one. That was the trick with texting. Whoa, Joseph. And you sent it by Zelle. Dude, you rock. Joseph just sent me $100. You fucking rock, dude. And you sent it by Zelle, so no fees. You rock, man. Thank you. I assume you're here. Yeah, there you are. Is that you? Oh, I don't know if that's you or not. I see a Joseph Almond. Whatever your alias is here, dude, thank you so much. I thought your alias was your actual name, because I recognize the name. I've seen that name before. Thank you so much. That's amazing. The but yeah, if you learn, Big Bad Joe, thank you. You rock, dude. Thank you very much. The yeah, that predictive text that they got into, I think, did Motorola pioneer that? I think Motorola pioneered that. Was really pretty amazing. And but yeah, the dictation and swipe and stuff like that, smartphones just killed the need for that. But man, back then, some of the kids, you would see them just pounding away on that keyboard. The speed with which they could do it was just mind blowing. You got to wonder what their thumbs look like today. But I don't know. What are you gonna do? Technology evolves. Now the phones are all slates like this. I'll probably never go back to a regular phone again. I'm actually looking. I'm hoping maybe by next year I can afford the new version of this. It's like $400, so I can't afford it. But the new Armor 26T, it's got newer processor, newer features, better cameras, etc., etc. But I don't think I will ever go back to a phone that doesn't have this 3.5 inch is 35 millimeter speaker on the back, 3.5 watt speaker. I mean, you can literally use this like a Bluetooth speaker. It's so loud, it's so clean that I can turn music on or an audiobook and I don't even need to plug it into anything. I can just sit the phone down next to me and listen to it. It's so loud. I scared the shit out of the people at the pharmacy the other day. They needed one of the prescriptions I had, the insurance wouldn't pay for, but they have alternative um, prescription options to get discounts on medicines. And when I did the math, it was cheaper than buying on Amazon, so I did it. And they needed all the numbers. It's just like a prescription card, so it has all the different numbers, so it's compatible with their computer. And so I brought it up on a screen. I made a screenshot of it so they couldn't easily get rid of it, because if they touched it, it would go away. And then I just stuck the phone through the thing to them so they can copy all the numbers. And my phone went off. It was in there. So the A team started blaring through the whole farm. Everybody turned around. I was like, what the hell? I just hit reject on the screen on the car to stop it. That was funny. But yeah, I am so hooked on this gigantic speaker that I don't think I'll ever go back. I just don't think. You can get this phone for $200. I think it's $200. That might have been an intro offer. But it's got a 64 megapixel camera, which is There really is not that much of a quality difference between the 64 megapixel image and the 12 megapixel image. It is 64 megapixel, just the processing is not as good. It's also got a night vision camera, so infrared. It does not have a thermal imaging camera. My AGM Glory G1 has that, but I don't trust that brand anymore because they don't back up their products. And it's got a macro camera, but it doesn't work that great. But it has the big giant screen. It's got all the basic features. You know, technically it has wireless charging and NFC, although they don't work that well because of this bump. It also has this neat feature where you can plug accessories into this connector here. So they have a microscope you can plug into it. They have an endoscope you can plug into it, and I think they have a couple other accessories. I got a box of them here. They're not bad. They work pretty good. It takes flash memory card, so it's got 12 gigs of RAM and 256 gigs of storage. Plus, it has a memory card, so I have a 512 gigabyte card in here. And what I don't like is my AGM had two LEDs here, so like a proper flashlight. This doesn't have that. Instead, it has this halo RGB light around here, which is okay. I guess kids like that. I don't really care. I'd rather have my flashlight. It also has a 10,000 milliamp hour battery, so I can literally go 3 or 4 days without charging, and 2 days of hardcore usage without charging. Like, I didn't charge this last night, and I'm still at 51%. Okay. And then, you know, normally 51% you get worried. No, 51% means maybe tomorrow morning I'll charge it. Because it's got a 51% means I still have more battery capacity than your iPhone. Because that's over 5,000 milliamp hours. But it's also ruggedized. I don't need a case. You know, it's one of those rugged phones. You know, it's got the corner bumpers and stuff. I wish it had a little more on the edge of the screen. It does have a lip, but not as much as I would like. One thing that annoys the hell out of me, it doesn't always do it, and it's probably going to make a mockery of me right now, but if I hit the power button, it doesn't, well, if I do it quickly, if I do this and then do this, it almost always works. But let's see, how long does it take before it stops doing it? Still does it. So it's a time thing. But most of the time, if the phone's been on for more than a few seconds, when I hit the power button, it will not turn off. I have to hit the power button twice. Then it turns off. Very annoying. Don't know why it does that. But otherwise, it's a fantastic. It's got a Helio G99 processor, so it's a flagship level processor. I'll never use a non-flagship processor again. It's just the interface alone, just waiting for it to move when you tell it to move, is a pain in the ass. So the Helio G99 is equivalent to like a Snapdragon 600, which is more than good enough. I don't play games. But yeah, I love it. It's a wonderful device. It also still has a headphone jack, and it has a USB-C. It can fast charge. It'll charge at 30 watts. The new one has a 15,600 milliamp hour battery, and it'll charge at 66 watts. And better processor, more RAM, better cameras. Um, but it's also $400, so it's like, no, I'm happy with that. It works fine. I love my Sony. I love the little Sony. The cameras are great. The software is nice. The phone is sleek. And I love how small the phone is. But I love the gigantic screen. And I love the gigantic speaker. The big thing is the speaker. I love this speaker. God, I love this speaker. I use it so much. The pull down handle that you have in the car. I wish my Leaf had one. It doesn't. It's annoying. But it has one on the passenger side, but not on the driver's side. But my Kia has a hold down. I pull the hold down open because it's like spring loaded, so it goes up when you're not using it, and you pull it down when you need it. I pull it down and I stick the phone like that, and I just stick the phone in there like that in the handle, and it sits there and it holds it, and I can just talk on the phone or listen to an audiobook. I don't need to keep the key on or anything because the speaker is so loud. It's wonderful. God, I love that thing. Same with my tablet. It's got a 20,000 milliamp hour battery in it. And it's got badass speakers. Not quite as badass as this speaker, but pretty close. And Helio G99, good processor, RAM, all that stuff. And what's nice, this is really, really cool. Let's see, which one did I have? It's Blackview. Let me try to find it for you, because if you have the money to afford another SIM card, you're going to like this. Let's see. This is an older model now. They have a newer model, which I would love to get, but I can't. Active 8 Pro. This is it. Hey, they lowered the price. I'm pretty sure it was a little bit more than that. No, I think this is a slightly newer model. I think, because I thought mine was 20,000, not 22. Mine doesn't, I don't think I have Android 13. And I thought mine was an 8-inch, not a 10-inch. I'm not sure. But this is close enough. But the point of these Blackview tablets is the Helio G99 processor, 48 megapixel camera, lots of RAM, lots of storage. You can put an SD card into it. These things here, if you want to get one, use my link down below for AliExpress. But anyway, the nice thing about this tablet, it was a gamble the first time I got it because I wasn't sure. People told me they thought it was, but I wasn't sure. And I confirmed it. It's true. It's wonderful. So, I pay $20 a month for this SIM card. It's $25 a month, but because we have 2 accounts, they give us a discount family plan. So it's $40 for both of us. So it's $20 each. It would be $17 each if I added a third one. You get a tiny bit more discount. I get unlimited data, but you don't get tethering. There is 3 kinds of data as far as a cell phone is concerned. You have cellular data. That's what you get on your phone. Okay. Then you have 2 versions of what's called DUN. That is a carryover name from when this was called dial-up networking. You have tethering, which is the ability to use your phone as a hotspot to create a Wi-Fi network and share. Your phone basically becomes a hotspot router, and you can share that data with other people or other devices. And then you also have DUN, dial-up networking. If you buy a tablet does not use cellular data. A tablet uses DUN. So if I take this SIM card out of this phone and I stick it into a tablet, I can make phone calls if the tablet has that capability. I can send text messages if the tablet has that capability, but I cannot use the internet because the tablet is not accessing cellular data. The tablet is accessing DUN data. Now I wondered, would the Chinese tablet behave like a cell phone or behave like a tablet. Turns out they behave like a cell phone, which means I can take this SIM card out of this phone, put it in my Blackview Activate Pro, and it acts like a cell phone, which means I have access to unlimited data without having to pay stupid, ridiculous data prices that they charge when you want to use a tablet on the internet. As if a tablet is anything but a cell phone with a bigger screen. And that is wonderful, because when I start making more money and I'm doing better, I am not entirely sure. The links that I have in the description just take you to the homepage. They don't take you to any specific product. Now, I have gotten some revenue over the last month, so I assume it works. I haven't gotten anything from Temu, but I've gotten something from, or vice versa, one of them. I haven't gotten any from one, but I've gotten like $5 from one of them, and so I know the links do work. Theoretically, Amazon is good. Now, here's the trick with Amazon. First, required wording. As an Amazon associate, I earn from qualifying purchases. Here's how the Amazon affiliate links work and how most of them work. When you click on the affiliate link, anything you add to your shopping cart, I get a commission on. That doesn't cost you anything. They're already charging this to the retailers, and if nobody uses an affiliate link, Amazon keeps the profit. Okay? That's why I tell people always use an affiliate link. I even use people's affiliate links. You know, I'll be on the 3D printing groups and I'll see somebody post. I'll see Jerry post his link or something like that, and I'll just I gotta buy something from Amazon tomorrow, and I'll click on his link and use it, because the retailer already paid that commission, and if no one uses it, Amazon just pockets the profit. Okay, so if I'm gonna buy something. Oh, please do. If you buy a lot on Amazon, please do. Do not bookmark my affiliate link. Do not. Not only is it against the rules and policy and can get me removed from Amazon, it won't work. Okay? The link has to have a referrer component. So when you click on the link in my description, that includes a reference to where the link came from. My link doesn't. The act of linking does. Basically, YouTube tells Amazon, I'm coming from YouTube with this link. Okay? And so Amazon can see, okay, that link came from YouTube. I actually have to tell Amazon all of my sites. So I tell them about Nerisse.com, about my YouTube sites, my Twitter sites, my stuff, so that Amazon knows that these are my properties that I'm sharing my link with. And so what you do is you bookmark my website, Nerisse.com. And when you bring up Nerisse.com, there's a link right here at the top. Amazon shopping page. That should just take you to Amazon's homepage. That's it. Okay? So what you do is you bookmark Nerisse.com and you just click this. That's all. That's why I put that link right there at the top, to make it stupid. And you can see my page doesn't have any JavaScript or any active code. The closest thing I have to active code on my page is this Blinky. That's just an animated GIF. But yeah, now this link will take you directly to a product. I gotta get rid of this. I gotta change that to something else. But if you just click on this link here, Amazon shopping page, that just takes you to the Amazon homepage. And now, let me get back to here and change this back to here so I can see text. Now, anything you buy on Amazon for 24 hours, I'll get a commission on. And I think it's like 30 days after you add it to your shopping cart, it remembers who you were an affiliate to when you added it to your shopping cart. Be warned, however, if you already have the product in your shopping cart, I do not get credit. So you have to actually add it to your shopping cart after clicking my link. So if you know you want to get something, remove it from your shopping cart, click on my link, and then add it to your shopping cart, and I'll get the credit. And Now, of course, it works for 24 hours. This is why Amazon is very careful about, for example, this is why, for example, Amazon will ban you if you bookmark my link, because if you they'll not ban you, they'll ban me, because bookmarking my link looks the same as a bot going to my link, because it has no referral. Now you think, why is this a problem? Why would Amazon care? Well, Amazon has a very legitimate reason to care. Do you know what bot networks are? Bot networks are people's computers who are infected. You ever get that email that's obviously a scam, but it comes from your friend? Well, your friend is now part of a bot network. They're infected. That's why you have to contact your friend and let them know. Okay? Because what happens is they got an email and they clicked on the link infected them. Okay? Whatever they downloaded, whatever they did, it infected them. Okay? And now that bot on their computer is sending out emails from them to all their friends. And so, of course, people that are dumb, like my dad, they trust, well, this came from Mark Roseman. I trust this. He's infected. What's the first rule, Dad? If God himself sends you a link, don't click it, because God just got infected. Okay? That's how it works. It makes it look like it's coming from somebody you know. Well, what's to stop a bot network from turning everybody's computers on at 2 o'clock in the morning and clicking on the Amazon link? 10,000 computers all click on my Amazon link. Now, if even 1% of those computers users go to Amazon and buy something, I'm making commissions. Thousands and thousands of dollars. Okay? So Amazon has a vested interest in making sure that doesn't happen. Now, it's scammy because why do they care? It's a commission the retailers pay, okay? But Amazon would like to keep that money. Okay? That's why they care. And I don't blame them. It's part of the profit. Hey, Caden, how are you doing? Did you see I got the thing finished. Check this out. By pure coincidence, and I love this, the screwdriver fits inside. But I've got it down to 2 parts. It's for free on Printables and Thingiverse. You can buy it on my shop, which will include all of the pre-sliced G code. And if you're a Patreon member, you've already got it. Just log into Patreon and you can download it from there. But you just use the screwdriver to tighten up. You stick the light in. You tighten it up. There you go. You're done. Now your light's attached to the post. It works so well. It's so clean. I've got 3 of them printed. I'm going to keep printing them until I have enough for all my light posts outside. So that came out really, really well. And if you have to change the light, maintain the light, you just unscrew the grub screw a little bit, and the light pops out. This stays on your light post. It really, really came out well. I'm very happy with it. And then I'm also gonna, I haven't done it yet, but I'm gonna make a little cup mount, a little mount that screws into my post, so that I can leave this outside, on one, like the first light post. I'll just have this on the back side, where you can't see it. I'll have a little mount that'll screw right into the light post, and you just stick that in there. And but yeah, that came out really well. I'm really, really happy with that. So the link has to have a referral component. So when you click on my link on Twitter, for example, or Facebook, or YouTube, there's metadata that's included in that link. It's not part of the link. It's almost like tracking history from the post office. All right. Imagine if I went to a mail truck and I took a letter and just dropped it in one of the boxes in the mail truck. Well, now if somebody scans that letter, it's going to have no history. Like, where'd this come from? Okay. But a letter that goes through the proper system, it's going to have an origin, a destination, and there's going to be a note for each point along the way where it went. It's kind of like when you go into an email and you look at the header of the email, you can see all the places that email went through from the origin to your destination. Well, links have the same thing. It's called referral. And Amazon can see when a link comes in to my affiliate account. They can see, okay, that link came from Facebook. And Chris does have a Facebook property. Oh, that link came in from YouTube. Chris has a YouTube channel. So they know it's a legitimate link. However, if you type in my affiliate link, that link is now naked. It's coming from the void. And when you click a bookmark, it's the same thing as clicking on a link in the naked void. There's no history. There's no tracking because you just naked typed in that link. There's no notice of where it came from. And what happened is Amazon kicked me off the program. Thankfully, I was able to get a hold of somebody and they fixed it because it was a mistake. I was telling people to bookmark my link, but I was telling them to bookmark my influencer page, which you're allowed to do. But what I didn't realize is that I turned my influencer page into an Amazon.to shortcut link. Basically, I made a double affiliate link because my influencer page is already an affiliate link. If you click on anything on my influencer page, that counts as an affiliate link. I didn't know this, so I made a shortcut for my influencer page and said bookmark my influencer page. But Amazon's bots saw bookmark this Amazon affiliate link. And they said, you're gone because you're not allowed to do that. It's against the rules. And I had to explain to them, I was like, no. Look, there's two links. Okay, this one's my influencer page. I was like, I didn't know I wasn't allowed to do that. It says I can bookmark the influencer page. Say, oh, yes, you can. It's because you made it into a affiliate link as well. It's basically, you double linked it. And I was like, don't I have to do that? He's like, no, the influencer page is automatically an affiliate link. I didn't know. Okay. So thankfully, they were reasonable and turned on my account again. That's why I very clearly tell people, do not bookmark my affiliate link. Not only will I not get credit, it won't work. I won't get any credit for anything you buy through that because Amazon says no refer. Nope, you get nothing. They also I also found out that my brother can no longer use my affiliate links because at one point in time I had something shipped to my brother's address. And so now they count my brother's address as one of my addresses, and I can't use my own affiliate links. And so now they count his address as my address, and so when he clicks on my affiliate links, it doesn't work. So now I'm more careful with that. But yes, anything you buy for 24 hours or until you click on someone else's affiliate link, then it changes. Okay? If you don't click on anyone else's affiliate link, if you click on my affiliate link once, like when you make your first purchase, anything you buy throughout the whole next 24 hours, I'll get credit for. That's it. Like you buy a roll of filament, I get 30 cents or 50 cents or $1. But that adds up. It all adds up. Like right now, I have $87 for this current month on Amazon. I'm doing really, really bad this month. Yeah, normally I'm at like $200 on November, December. Normally the bad months are January, February. Because people don't buy anything because they did all their shopping for Christmas. But yeah, if you use Amazon a lot, please. I made it super easy. Just bookmark Nerys.com and then just click on my Amazon page. It's right there at the very top right. You can't miss it. It's Amazon shopping page. You click that. It doesn't take you to any product. It just takes you to the Amazon homepage. Just do not bookmark the actual affiliate link, the Amazon.to address. Don't bookmark that. Not only can I get in trouble, but it won't work. But I'm pretty sure, I don't know for certain, but I'm pretty sure the Temu and AliExpress links work the same way. If you click on the link, it just takes you to the AliExpress homepage. If you click on the Temu link, it just takes you to the Temu homepage. I don't know what the time limits are. I'm pretty sure if you click something and then come back a week later, it's not going to give me credit. But if you add stuff and buy it, it's going to give you credit. Oh, they also increased the minimum on Temu to $25. That's annoying. Although the shipping's only $1.99. Make sure it's to Nerys.com. What I tell people to do is to change their Amazon shortcut in their toolbar to go to Nerys.com. And so like this. So like here's my Amazon link right here. If you right click this, you can go to edit bookmark. And what you do is you just change this to, like, I use smile.amazon.com, although I think they got rid of that because this gives donations, and I have it set up to donate to the NAR, the National Association of Rocketry, not the National Rifle Association, because they are a 501c registered nonprofit. So I have it set up to give to them, but I think Amazon ended this program, so I don't think that works anymore. But basically, change this to Nerisse.com, but leave it saying Amazon. And what'll happen is you'll click your Amazon link, and it'll just bring you here, and then you just click on Amazon shopping page. That's it. That's all you got to do. Now down here, here's my affiliate links page. So here's the affiliate links I have for everything. This I got to delete this. This PO box does not work anymore. Do not use that. They doubled the price of the PO box, so I can't afford it anymore. But here's for PayPal, Patreon, Teespring, my Cash App, and Venmo. I got to add my Zelle to this too. It's just Zelle@Nerisse.com. My Etsy shop, which I don't have anything on right now. If you order from Vista Print or Stickeryeti, this takes you to all my social media links. These are all different affiliate links. So if you use these, I get credit if you use them. I don't think Walmart works anymore. I think they ended that program for Walmart, so I don't think that works anymore. Same with Walmart Grocery. I got to update these. But my eBay link works. I don't get much on there. I can withdraw $20 from it like once a year. And these are the Amazon links for different countries. So if you're in Canada, Germany, UK, or France, I got to go through and clean all that up. Oh yeah, me too. First of all, thank you, Beatles Cuber. $11, you freaking rock. But I got to do that for myself too. Oh, did they finally fix this or no? The other Ibotta account is closed, so it never went there. Can you fix that, please? Question mark. That's a lot of money I would like to get. Let's see. Ibotta's being a dick. Thank you very much, Beatles Cuber. I got to do the same thing. So super chat. I always wait until I get $10, so I'm at $10.34. So super chat, and I need to make it. How do I change the dollar amount? Oh, this 10.34. Buy and send. And yep. There we go. Sweet. They have this thing. In case you guys don't know, you should take advantage of this. Go live, please. So, Google has if you're in the United States, I'm pretty sure I don't know if this works outside the United States, but if you're in the United States, Google has this program called Google Opinion Rewards. Okay? That's what it is right there. The icon looks like this. It's called Rewards, and it's the little blue icon with the trophy inside right there. Okay? Little blue icon with the trophy inside. Download that, install it. Make sure you turn on all the spying tools for Google. Trust me, it's free money. If you don't think they have this information already, you're delusional. Okay, just give them the goddamn information to collect the money. At least you'll be paid a little bit for it. Make sure you go into the hamburger menu and go to survey eligibility and make sure everything has green check marks. And what happens is it tracks you. It watches where you go. When I go to Walgreens, if they're interested in that, not always, they don't always ask. They'll say, hey, did you get a receipt? And if you give them a receipt, you'll make between 10 and 20 cents. That's a free 10, 20 cents. Hello? Yes, take it. Are you kidding me? Take it. It's free money. So what I do is I always ask for a receipt. I stick the receipt up in my visor. And if I buy it online, I do a screen capture and do the long screen capture, and I capture the receipt. Because Google will accept uploaded receipts. So I can't do any now because there's none available. But it loves Walmart receipts and it loves Walgreens receipts. Sometimes they'll ask me for my McDonald's receipts and Arby's receipt and stuff like that. Not always, though. Now, here's the other cool thing. Oh, yes, Beatles Cuber just mentioned this. These are valuable, so answer them well, okay? I like being honest with these questions because they're actually asking for your feedback. It's one of the few times where these billionaire mega corporations are actually asking you for your feedback. So I give as good information as I can. I just did one yesterday on a search that came up. Basically, if I do a specific search on Google, sometimes a survey will come up. Instead of a receipt, it'll be a survey. And it'll say, sometimes a survey is really, really simple. It'll say, did you go here? And it'll have 5 options. And usually what happens is one of those options is close to where I went, but I didn't go there. So I answer honestly, no, I did not go there. Okay? If you did go there, and if you say no, you didn't go there, it gives you 10 cents. Okay? It's 10 cents for the 5 seconds it took you to answer that. You just got a dime. Are you not going to pick up a dime easy on the ground? I do. If you did go to one of those places, it'll ask, did you go inside? Did you buy something? Did you use your credit card? And it'll usually give you more money because it's asking you more. The more questions it asks you, the more it pays you. Yesterday, it asked me about a particular search that I did. And, no, they're LA Colors 561, I think. I can actually tell you it's a really nice color. Amazon. It's gonna. Come on. Pop up. There you go. You figured it out. Dumb computer. Nail polish. There it is. It is LA Colors CNP 525. It's currently unavailable, but this is the color here. Wonderful color. And it's a full, well, it's a substandard jar. It's only 13 milliliters. I prefer the 15 milliliters, but when they're 98 cents each, I don't care. I got one of each, and I loved both the colors, so I ordered more because they're only 98 cents. So I got like 3 of each. I ordered 5 jars of nail polish. They sent each jar in an individual box, not a bag, a box. A small box, but still a box. You know, the smallest Amazon box they send. Each one in its own box. The shipping cost them more than the nail polish. It's like, are you kidding me? Why? Do you know why they do that? A lot of people don't know why they do that. There's actually a very logical reason for why they do that. And that's because they have to get the product out the door. That's how they make their money. Oh, I have orange too. That's not bureaucracy, it's profit at any expense. So, first of all, Amazon gets a very good rate by signing a contract with the U.S. Postal Service. So they get a much better rate than you and I do. And that makes sense. They ship a lot more. They should get a better rate. I don't have any problem with that. My eyebrows look weird. So, you're a picker and a packer at Amazon. You're in a station, and these trays come to you. And you have your packaging here and your tray here, and you scan and do whatever it is you do. Look it up. You can see this on YouTube. That's easy to fix. And those jars are hard to break. Those nail polish jars, you can bounce them off a brick wall. They're very hard to break. Nasty. Where's that towel? Sorry, that's disgusting, I know. So, pick, pack, deliver, pick, pack, deliver, pick, pack, deliver, pick, pack, deliver. Halt! I don't have the right size box. So at this point, Amazon has a choice. They can send a runner or stop the packer and send him to go get a box. Or they can just put it in the wrong size box or put it in a separate box. Now you're thinking, well, that's not very efficient. Well, remember, there's different types of efficiency here. What Amazon cares about is not environmental efficiency. They don't care about packaging efficiency. They don't care about mail efficiency. And they don't care about material efficiency. The only thing Amazon cares about, and this is logical, is monetary efficiency. What does it cost me to send that in 5 boxes versus send someone to get the right size box and packing material? It turns out it costs them more in labor and lost profitability to stop this person from working and send him to go get the packaging than it does to just say put it in a different box. That's why you'll sometimes get a product this big in a box this big. It's not because they were lazy or dumb. It's because it was literally cheaper to have the packer put it in the wrong size box than it is to send him to get the right size box or have him stand there and wait until he gets the right size box. Because they pay by weight, not by size. And the weight doesn't appreciably change because you put it in a bigger box, because the bigger box doesn't weigh much. So it's actually more profitable for Amazon to stick this little product in this giant box than to pay someone to go get the smaller box. Now, eventually the smaller boxes will come and they'll use the smaller boxes. But in the moment, it's cheaper to have him keep going and use the wrong size box. And that's why they do that. That's why you'll sometimes get this in this. That's why. That's why that happens. It's not anybody being stupid or wasteful on purpose. It's because when it comes down to the brass tacks, that's cheaper. And so they do that. That's all. That's all it is. It's just business on a scale that we're not used to. You're thinking, well, how much effort does it take to go over there and get a box? Because you're thinking your little mom and pop shop in your garage and the boxes are sitting right there. Yeah, no, it's called Google Rewards. And it's a blue icon with a white trophy and a star in it. It's called Rewards. So do a search for Google Rewards, and that should come up. Now, I did one yesterday where they asked me about a search I did. And they'll show you screenshots saying, which did you like better? Which was better? Which do you think would work better? And they ask you a bunch of questions. It took me like 3 minutes. They paid me 95 cents. I got 95 cents for that one because it was a lot of questions. And so they actually do pay fairly. And so you'll get receipt requests and you'll get surveys. And so make sure you have that. Matter of fact, I make sure every day I make sure to log into, I make sure I open Google Rewards just to make sure it's running. And also make sure you, a lot of these programs, like this phone has something called DuraSpeed. It's a background algorithm optimizer where it shuts down apps that aren't being used. Make sure you exempt Google Rewards from that so it's always running. Okay? And also make sure Google Rewards can know your location at all times, not just when the app is running. Because if it doesn't know your location, it doesn't know you went there, and it's not going to ask you for a receipt. Okay? But it's very effective. McDonald's, Arby's, and Walmart, you can use the digital receipt. Be careful with McDonald's. If you don't capture on the digital receipt right there on the spot, it goes away and you can't get it back. Absolutely. Absolutely works for anybody. The more you travel, the more you're going to make. When I was doing pizza delivery, I was making $30 a month. I was making bank, man, because I was driving fucking everywhere. But now it takes me about a month and a half, 2 months to make $10. And what I do is I wait until I have $10, and then I want to spend that money. The problem is you can't cash out. I believe in Europe you can actually cash out Google Rewards to PayPal. Probably a governmental requirement thing. Here they're not required to, so they don't. You can only spend the money on Google Play Store. Now that has come in handy. Like there's an app that I want to get. Well, I'll use my Play Rewards to buy it. My sister, she uses it because she listens to those audiobooks that you have to pay for more time. And so she'll use the free money she gets from Google Rewards to pay for that. Now, I found out a way to actually get cash. You can only get 70%. This is why I tell people not to use Super Chat if they have the choice. Because when you use a Super Chat, YouTube takes 30%. So I'm only going to get $7.10 from this $10.34 I just gave myself. But it's cash. All right, so it's a way for me to extract the Google Rewards money for cash. That's why you see me giving myself a Super Chat every now and then. It's because I'm cashing out my Google Rewards. It's an extra $7. Why not? You know what I mean? That's an extra $50 a year. I'm gonna take it. It's free money, so I'm taking it. Now here's the other thing. Nice. Hang on a second. I gotta fix this real quick. Thank you very much for fixing that. That was 20 items, which also qualified me for the $20 cranberry crawl, I think it was. No, it was $7, I think. 2 bonuses that were available. I believe it was a $7 bonus and a $1 midweek bonus. You had to collect 20 offers, which I did. If it's possible to fix that, I would appreciate it. Ibotta closed my other 2 accounts. Apparently, you're no longer allowed to have multiple family members with accounts, or they just think something else is going on and they're just ignoring it. And so now we only have 1 account. So they closed Michelle's account and they closed my dad's account. Whatever. They stole the $18 I had in there, bastards. Good point. I believe Zelle has other ways of conducting transactions. And those transactions have fees. Actually, let's find out. How does Zelle make money? Oh, Zelle charges the banks and the credit unions. Interesting. Because people want to use Zelle, the banks want to offer it as a value add. So the banks and credit unions pay to be part of the Zelle network. That's how they make their money. Interesting. I like that. So that's why you'll see me make a super chat, and that's how Google Surveys works. Now, here's the cool part. You can double, triple, quadruple dip. I love multi-dipping. So there are other apps that you can make money with receipts. You don't make a lot. It's a very tiny amount of money, okay? You're looking at about 2 cents per receipt, but it adds up. So I make money when Amazon takes the receipt, which they don't take them anymore. I make money when Google asks for the receipt. And then I make money with Receipt Pal by giving them the receipt. And then I make money from Fetch when they make the receipt. Although Fetch is more like Ibotta, but they will take any coupon or any receipt. I also make money when I give it to CoinOut, and when I give it to Receipt Hog, and when I give it to Receipt Jar. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 apps that I can give every receipt I collect to. I go to McDonald's, get a $1 iced coffee. I scan that receipt 5 times. All right? And if Google asks me for that receipt, that's 6 times. So that's 6 times I'm cashing in on the same exact receipt. Collect all your receipts. That's how I pay for all my cat food. Whenever I get $5 or $10 worth, I cash out to an Amazon gift card or a Walmart gift card, and I use that or cash if possible. Some will let you do cash. Some you get less if you use cash, so you're better off getting gift card. But most of them will let you cash out. Like I believe Receipt Jar, Receipt Hog, Coin Out, and Receipt Pal all let you do cash. Ibotta lets you do cash. Fetch, you can do cash, but you get less. You're better off with the Amazon or Walmart gift card. But I cash out and I use that to buy cat food. So that's how we buy the cat food for our cats. And so it's a bit of work because you got to take a picture of each receipt and wait for it. And some of these apps are pretty slow. But, it's a way to make, it's free money. It's free money. And if you sign up for one of these services using my code, then I get extra money. So, yeah, it's nice. The big profit maker is Ibotta. Because Ibotta gives you straight up cash back as the receipts are cash back. So, for example, to put this in perspective, I have gotten, just on this account alone, the other 2 accounts are closed now, but those were equally as large. On this account alone, in 3.5, 4 years, I've gotten $2,147 back from them for my Ibotta. So there you can see on the 20th, I withdrew $57.95. And it goes right to my bank account. It's cash. Even people who are on, if you know people who are on food stamps, make sure they use that. Because that's a way of getting cash back from your food stamp purchases. It's totally legal. It's a coupon. People with food stamps are allowed to use coupons. Okay? So now they can't actually give you the discount at the point of sale, so they give you the money back. You're basically getting refunded for the coupon. And, I got a whole bunch of the, they have a new flavor of Quick, the strawberry and chocolate Quick and banana Quick. If you could find banana Quick, that's good. But they have a churro cinnamon flavored Quick, and they were offering $2 back, and you can use up to 5 times. So I bought 5 of them, and I got $10 cash back. Hell yeah, I'll take that all day. To give you an idea, and they always have bonuses. I'm out of money, so I can't do any more food shopping. But this weekend, by the 27th, if you redeem 18 offers, you get $5 extra on top of the money from the offers. So if we go to Walmart, I'll give you an idea of what some of the offers are. Let's see here. Betty Crocker cake mixes, $1 back, but you have to buy 2. So it's only 50 cents back. That's not as good a deal. Progresso soup, $1 back, but you got to buy 3, so not a great deal. But if you're already going to buy it, then you might as well get the money back. And they're pretty smart about it. There's not too much crossover anymore, but every now and then you get crossover. So for example, if you see the cash back on Walmart, do not use it. It's part of Ibotta, so you won't get the Ibotta cash back. And the Ibotta cash back is almost always bigger. So you'll get like $1.50 on Ibotta, but you only get $1 on Walmart. But for example, if you go to Smith's, and Smith's has a digital coupon, I can use the digital coupon, and I can get the cash back from Ibotta. And sometimes, not always, it's very rare, but sometimes it's on Ibotta and Fetch. So you get both. That's nice. I once bought clearance items that were marked down at Smith's, and they actually paid me to take them. It was like 78 cents, and I got like $1.80 back. It's like, hello? Yeah, I'm going to do that all day long. It's free money and free food. Yeah, Thanksgiving is here, so not as... Well, hey, if you buy lactose-free milk, it's just a nickel, but it's free. You might as well take the nickel. Ghirardelli. I always get the Yoplait yogurt, 50 cents back. You buy 5. You're getting 10 cents off each. Why not? 25 cents back on Peter Pan butter. I like Peter Pan peanut butter, so that's one I'll use. This one's pretty good. 25 cents back on Turtles chocolate candy. That's actually pretty good. I like them. They taste good. This one was pretty good. They're not exactly super cheap, but if you remember Auntie Anne's in the mall, you can get those cinnamon pretzel bites, and they also have the pretzel wrapped hot dogs, $1 back. Yeah, I took advantage of that. That's a nice taste of home that I haven't been able to have in a while. There's the hot dogs, $1.50 back. They're pretty expensive. There's only 5 hot dogs in each one, but still, $1.50 back, and I get to taste something I haven't tasted in a long time. $1 back on Coke products, but you got to buy 4. It's not a great deal. This one's back again. Michelle likes this. I like it. It's okay. I try to stay away from it, but she likes it. Monkey bread, $1 back. And keep in mind, this is cash. Let's see, anything else good? $1 off Quaker Oats. That's not bad. I want to try the macaroni, but they don't have it near me. They don't sell it. Pearl Milling, 75 cents. No, thank you. When you put Aunt Jemima back on the bottle, I'll start buying your syrup again. Until then, screw you. I don't know who Pearl Milling is. Go away. Let's see. Oh, here it is. Nesquik Cinnamon Churro, $2 back. Hello? Yes. That's $2 free money. Michelle wanted to try the new Bones Coffee Iced Lattes. She likes those things. They're expensive. So I made a deal with her. I was like, I only get it when there's a coupon. If there's a coupon, we'll get one. Because they're expensive. Ooh, the Stouffer Sides is back again. I'm going to buy more of those. I love the broccoli pasta bake. It's very good. They stopped the general one, which is annoying because I was using that to get my cream chip beef. Hey, Mike, what are you up to today? Have you seen the download I made available? I finished the light post mounts. If you're on my Patreon, it's free. You can get it there. That includes all the G-code files. If you buy it from my digital store, it's like $5 or $6, and it includes pre-sliced G-code. You can also get it for free on printables and Thingiverse. 2 pieces, 150 grams, bulletproof. I mean, this will last as long as your house lasts. Here's the cool part, though. You also get the screwdriver, and the screwdriver is for the set screw that goes through the side. It's literally just a grub screw, and you just stick your light in, set your grub screw, and there you go. Now you have a light post. You just screw this into your wooden, if you have that waist-high wooden fence like I do, you screw this into the top of the 4x3, and now you have a light post. It's perfect. It works so well. I'm printing one of these a day until I have the 7 that I need to cover all my light posts. Yeah, I love this. This came out so nice, and this has got so much plastic in it. It'll last forever. I mean, this is if somebody crashes into this, it might break it, but then you're gonna have bigger things to worry about than $1.50 in plastic. But yeah, that came out really, really well. I'm very pleased with how that came out. And but if you sign up for Ibotta, use my referral code, I get $5. You get $5. We all get $5. It's called Take That Venture Capital Money. But not yet. Still haven't heard a goddamn thing. I don't know why. It's very weird. I don't know what the deal is. I mean, I'm certainly not going to go up and ask. That's for sure. No way. I'm staying the hell away from him. Screw that. Yeah, so I got 3 of them printed now, so that's good. Actually, no, that's not true. With a lot of things, no news is good news. But with this kind of stuff, no news is usually bad news. Because no news usually means they're trying to figure something out. They're trying to plan something. Because there's no statute of limitations on this kind of stuff. They can take as long as they want to screw you. So in this kind of situation, no news is bad news. That usually means they've decided they're not going to give up and they're trying to figure out some other way to screw you. Because otherwise, they would just say, okay, you're done, sign off. The only reason they wouldn't do that is if they're completely incompetent or they have an agenda. So in this situation, no news is bad news. Nothing I can do about it. I'm glad I found these. I needed these. I got to take that tank out of that IBC crate. Hey, red light. And I need this to get those bolts off. And I've been looking for one of these. I'm glad I found that. Doing all right. I got to take apart the Odin. I'm down to 50% feed rate to make it print correctly. My assumption is the PTFE lining in the hot end is cooking off. And it's restricting the flow of the filament. And I have to keep slowing down more and more and more till the torque can overcome the pressure. So now it takes like 20 hours to print one of these, when it should take 10. So I gotta take that printer out of service and take it apart. It's a direct drive, which is nice, but it's a pain in the ass to take apart. You gotta pull the fan off, pull the drive unit off. You gotta take everything apart to get to the component inside. But it's a good machine, so it's one of the few machines where I can just hit print and walk away and know it's going to work right. But yeah, what are you gonna do? I'm gonna get the rotisserie warmed up and get that turkey in the rotisserie. Yeah. I love turkey so much. God, I love turkey. If I could afford to eat turkey every week, I would. Oh boy, would I. Turkey is the shit. It's my favorite meat. Let's see. Is there any meat that I like more than turkey? Not, land meat. Obviously, I like crab better than turkey, but actually, no. I would put crab and turkey right up there together. Crab is just more exotic because you don't have it as often. Is there anything I like better than turkey? I don't think so. Turkey is my favorite. Yeah. If we're talking just pure meat, it's my favorite. And since Michelle's not here, I'm going to have leftover turkey even with that little 3-pounder. It's actually about 2.5 pounds. They count the weight of the sauce packet as well. She's doing okay. I gotta encourage her to work harder with the therapist, but otherwise she's doing okay. She gives up too easily when they try to get her to stand. I mean, it hurts, so she doesn't want to do it. But she has to understand that, therapy hurts. It's painful. There's no such thing as therapy that doesn't hurt. Matter of fact, if it doesn't hurt, it's not working. And she's childlike in that regard, so she obviously doesn't want to do what hurts. So I have to encourage her. And you just got to be careful. You don't want to push her so hard that she feels like she's being attacked. So I gotta be careful balancing that. But we're hoping that she might be home by Christmas. I'm secretly hoping she's not home by Christmas. That, she's there till like February. Because right now I'm keeping the house really cold. Because I'm okay with that. I can tolerate that. She can't. If she's here, I got to turn the heat up. And that's going to cost more. So right now it's not costing me. So I'm kind of hoping to take advantage of that to, coast through this winter. And, but I'd rather have her home sooner than later. And so if she's ready to come home by Christmas, then hell yes, we'll do that. And, go from there. I don't know if you saw it, but I got the print done. I don't have a solar heater because I can't afford solar panels. I did figure out a way I can do cheap solar heat once I managed to get a hold of some panels. It's the trick with solar cheap is, well, number one, you have to get a hold of solar panels, and number two, You need to direct drive them. As soon as you start adding controllers, inverters, batteries, it gets very expensive very quickly because heating is energy intensive. So the simplest way for me to add solar heat would be to use golf cart heaters. The little PTC heaters, the little ceramic heaters they use in golf, little 24 volt, 36 volt heaters they use in golf carts. Basically, it's just the little car heaters you plug into your cigarette lighter. It's basically that. It's just a resistance heater, and it just happens to be for different voltages. So a 36 volt one would be perfect, because what I can do is I can just hook up 1 or 2 solar panels to a heater, and if the solar panel doesn't produce enough power, that's okay. The heater just won't work as well, but it'll still work. And what I can do is I can just lay a solar panel against the side of the house, angled toward the sun, run the wire in the house and hook it up to one of those little heaters attached to the wall. That's it. Now, is that going to heat the room? No, it's not. It's not going to produce anywhere near enough BTUs to heat the room. But you get 3 or 4 of them going in the house with 4 or 6 solar panels, and what it will do is it will add to the heat you're able to make. So it'll have a cumulative effect and basically bring your energy cost down. And that's what I got to do. But to do that requires solar panels. And right now I don't have access to affordable solar panels. Well, actually I do. I just don't have access to money. Let's see. What do we have for solar panels in the area? Just to give you an idea. And marketplace. Come on. Okay. Ooh. That's cheap. $40 each. Shit. Wow. I'm going to save that one. That's a good price. 255 watts for $40? Not freaking bad. These are little 30-watt solar panels. That's not worth it. That's actually not bad either. It's $65, but it's 305 watts. So you're paying about the same per watt as the $40 panel. But I need an absolute reduction in price. These would be better, though, because one of these would run one of those heaters. That's getting a little expensive. That's not bad. Wow. $40 each. Actually, the other one might be a better deal because for $80, I can run 2 in parallel. That's 500 watts. God damn, that's a good deal. But what you would do is you would hook it up to one of these. So one of these right here. So this is an 80 watt 24 volt. You'd want a bigger one. Here we go. 250 watt 24 volt. And $15, 6% off. So you'd hook one of these up. Basically, it's literally just a heater. So here's the heater. Then the fan blows over the heater. And depending on how loud that fan is, these are 60 millimeters. So if you really wanted to get creative, you could do one of these smaller heaters like this 80 watt here. And what I would do with something like this is I would get if these are the same 60 by 60, which they probably are, what I would do is I would get 4 of these, and that would be 320 watts. And I would put a 120 millimeter fan in front of them, because that 120 millimeter fan is going to be super quiet. Super quiet. Because the last thing you want is to try to, well, this would only run during the day. These would not run at night. Obviously, the moment the sun starts to go down, these are going to just turn off. So this would be strictly daytime heating. But hook 4 of those up to a pair of those $40 panels. So that's 80. I could probably get those heaters for around 12 bucks a piece if I shop around. That's another 50. So you're looking at 80 and 50. You're looking at 130 bucks each, plus another 20 bucks or another 10 bucks for a 120 millimeter fan. And or just deal with the noise during the day and use the $115 one. So now you're looking at 80 bucks for the solar panels, 15 bucks for the fan, and that's all you need. You're looking at 100 bucks. So it'd be 100 bucks for each heater. You need 2 solar panels for each heater. You think, oh, that's 500 watts. No, it's not. You're going to get 25% of that out of those panels, because the sun's at an extreme angle and it's wintertime. So you're gonna be lucky to get 100 watts out of each panel. So that's 200 watts, which is just enough to run the heater. And now the nice thing is, at the beginning of the cold season and the end of the cold season, these will work very well, and you might be able to turn off your primary heater altogether, at least during the day. And but yeah, that's how I would do solar heat. Right now, I'd be looking at about $100 per solar heater, and probably need well, at least 2 of them. One for my bedroom, one for her bedroom, and probably one for the bathroom as well. Heat up the bathroom a little bit so that the printers will work better, and also the bathroom won't be such a cold sink to the rest of the house, because the 2 ends of the house get very cold. Now, interestingly enough, 2 of these, so that'd be $200, would be enough to heat Michelle's room completely, because the little 500 watt heater I have in her room is enough to heat her room if she keeps her door closed. That it's actually enough to completely heat her room. Like, she gets it to 80 degrees in there. So 2 of these, so $200 worth, would be enough to provide 100% of her heat during daylight hours, which would be nice. And at 40 bucks a piece, I can keep adding more solar panels to compensate for weaker and weaker sunlight, which will extend the daylight hours in which it works. The only problem is the where her room is a bad spot for laying solar panels, because what you don't want is a long wire run for DC power. You're going to lose a lot over the wires, unless you pay a lot of money for some very heavy copper. That's one of the reasons why people go with AC power for solar, because, a wire like this will run 100 feet no problem with minimal losses, while you would need a wire 10 times that thick for DC at minimal losses at that distance. And but I don't have any money right now. I mean, I just got $160 from, well, the $11 from Beatles Keeper. I won't get that for a couple months. But Google AdSense has a minimum payout of $100. So it takes about 3 months for me to get $100 worth. So in 3 months, I'll get that. But the 50 Richard sent and the 100 Joe sent, I'll have that tomorrow. But I have to use that to pay my electric bill. I can't use that to go buy a solar panel. And, but eventually I will. Eventually I'd like to. And we'll see over time. Let me switch back to this. But that's a cheap way you can add heat. Now, of course, that only gives you heat during the day. And each of those, which costs you $100, is only giving you 200 watts of heat. So if you want 400 watts of heat, which would be the bare minimum you need to heat like a 10 by 12 bedroom that's well insulated, now you're looking at $200 because you need 4 solar panels and 2 heaters. And you need the wire. So if you can't put those solar panels right outside the window, you're going to have wire to put them further out in the yard. Like, for example, for her room, I can't put those solar panels right against the house. I have to put them at least 30 feet out. So I'm going to need enough heavy-duty wire to make 30 feet to the solar panels, because I have to put them back 30 feet so they get sunlight in the morning, because otherwise the house is blocking it to maximize, the solar power. Damn it. Snot. Post-nasal drip. Nasty. Slimy. So there's issues with that. But, hey, Mark, how are you doing? You seen the mount? That's not live again. I switched over from trying to figure this out. I haven't. He's still on my back. I just don't know what he has planned yet. So I'm still stuck in that. You can print the screwdriver. So that goes into a grub screw. So instead of making a custom one of these, I'd like to chop them up and put them in my freezer. My cats would eat well for a long time. But I got the idea from the 3D printing. So instead, I print just 2 pieces. You print 1 screwdriver, but after that, you just print 2 pieces, the grub screw and the mount. If your mount is a lot smaller, I have a longer grub screw. And you can print the longer one. You put the grub screw in, you insert the light. Ooh, that almost came off. Get on there. You insert the light into the mount, and you tighten down the grub screw until you feel it grab the light, and that's it. You're done. As you can see, now that light doesn't go anywhere. This is a 3-pound light I'm bouncing around. But this is 150 grams of plastic. It's bulletproof. If you're on my Patreon, it's free. It's already there. And if you download the pay files, you get pre-sliced G-code all ready to go, including sequential and individual G-code. If you don't want to buy it, it's also the STL files alone are available on printables and Thingiverse. I consider that finished. There's nothing else I can improve on this at this point. This is good. This came out really nice. I'm going to make a different version for simple garden lights, like the Dollar Tree and Walmart, $1 lights, because printing something this bulletproof for something like that doesn't make any sense. I can make something a whole lot lighter, so I'm figuring out how I want to optimize that. I'm probably going to make 2. I'm going to make a top mount and a side mount for the dollar store lights, because I'd like to mount the dollar store lights to the rails of the fence. I'm also going to make a T-post mount for the dollar store lights. Right now, I just zip tie them to the T-post, but it wouldn't be that hard for me to make a proper mount for them. So I'm probably going to do that just because I can. Why not? Don't buy the regular lights at Dollar Tree anymore. You can buy the same lights at Walmart for 97 cents. So that's 27 cents cheaper. Although the decorative, themed holiday lights are still a better deal at Dollar Tree. Or no, I'm sorry, I forgot. Dollar Tree doesn't exist anymore. It's now called Not a Dollar Tree. So go to Not a Dollar Tree for the holiday lights. Go to Walmart for the regular lights. This is for real lights. Lights that actually produce real light. This has got a lithium iron phosphate battery, multiple solar panels. It's metal. This is a proper light. But those also cost $50 to $100 each. So, obviously I want a good quality mount. And so I wanted a mount that would last forever. You can print about 8 of these per kilogram of plastic. So you're going to pay about $1.25 to $1.50 each, which is not much. And this should last forever. You should be able to get away with using PLA as long as you use white, yellow, mint, the light colors, or just paint it white, or beige, but light beige, not dark beige. Think sand. Unless you live in north, and you can paint whatever color you want. It doesn't matter. This has got so much plastic in it; it's not going to warp. You know, when you're printing with that kind of structural integrity, it's just not going to fail. It's just not. You know, the PLA is only a problem when you print thin stuff like this. And when you print heavy duty stuff like this, the heat really doesn't bother it unless you live in Phoenix or Death Valley. But yeah, I love the screwdriver. I don't know why. I just love this little screwdriver. It's actually a huge screwdriver. I'm also going to make a mount for the screwdriver as well, so that you can leave the screwdriver out on one of the posts. So I'll design that later today. I'll make a little mount. It'll have a little slot like that for it to fit in. Excuse me. But yeah, I love the little screwdriver. And so I'll make a little side mount. You'll screw the mount into this, and you just drop this in there. And then whenever you need to tweak one of the lights, you just grab your screwdriver and loosen it, take the light out, do whatever you got to do, put it back in. And I might even design that mount with a couple of threaded holes on it, so you can add some extra grub screws. So if you lose or break a grub screw, you can just go to your mount and grab one and take care of the problem right away. Also, if you swap out a light that's thinner, I have longer grub screws, so I'll mount a couple of those to it as well. This way you'll always have those little parts. And but yeah, that came out really, really nice. I'm really, really pleased with that. That's one of my favorite prints recently. And I still have to print 4 more of them. I got 3 of them printed of the final version, and I have 7 posts, so I got 4 more to print. But yeah, it came out good. One thing I'm gonna do to neaten up front of my house is I put a nice, very cool. I was thinking of something like that too. I have a little remote for my doorbell. I use, this is my favorite doorbell, which you might like. Hang on, let me get this for you. Your orders. Here we go. So here's the doorbell I use. I suggest you use this one, and I'll tell you why in a moment. Hang on, let me get you a link. Copy. Thank you. Here's the link. Yes, it's $50. It's expensive. I have a 3D printed mount on Thingiverse for mounting it on your wall. It's been up there for 4 years, no problems. It's the Honeywell 917A. The reason I like this one is it lights up, but that doesn't matter to me. First of all, it's very loud. I can hear this from anywhere in the house. It's got the little wireless remote. You stick that outside, and that's what they press. The cool thing about this one is that you can plug this into your computer, and there's a little tiny bit of storage space on this device, and you can upload an MP3 to this unit. So when my doorbell is pressed, you hear the A-Team theme. Just like my phone when it rings. And to me, that's worth every goddamn penny of the price. Now, what is this one here? Okay, so it looks smaller. Does this one also allow MP3 upload? Because it's $10 cheaper. And this one also takes AA batteries. I think the other one takes D cells. Does this do MP3s? I mean, it has the music button. It's also tiny. No. So only the 9 series does the MP3s. Yep. So just this one. So you can only do the 917. So only the Series 9. That's a pity. Why wouldn't they add that? That would have been such a nice thing to add to this. Just for it being smaller. So no, you have to use the Series 9. So it's $49 plus tax. But this allows you to upload an MP3, and then that MP3 is your ringtone. And it's a nice high quality speaker. I love this unit. I designed a mount for it. You screw that mount into your wall, and this just slides right into it. Very, very nice. But yeah, I like that unit a whole lot. And just for the customizability, I got to change the button on the remote. It's dead. It died. But yeah, I like that. But one thing I was thinking of is make custom doorbells where they push on something other than the button, but basically the button is behind it. So like what you did with you press the Labrador and it pushes the button on the remote. I was thinking about doing something like that. I thought that'd be pretty cool. Oh man. What are you gonna do? I'm gonna get the I can't run 2 printers at once. It's too much power, so I'm gonna pause printing these for now. I'm gonna mount the 3 that I printed, put the lights in them because I only have 3 lights right now to put in them, and then see how they hold up. They should hold up fine. Again, there's so much. There's 150 grams of plastic here. This is never going to fail. I mean, if I were to put my hand on the light and push the light over, it would probably bend the pole before it broke this. I mean, this is that strong. But I want to try printing some of those jewelry stands for all the earrings and crap that I got. But I need the bigger printer to do that because I want to print 300 millimeters. I got to get the Chiron going again. I got to get a new hot end for it. The hot end's bad. And because that does 400 millimeters. Yeah, but anyway, I got these IBC totes. They look like this. IBC totes. Here we go. Images. Come on. Come on. There we go. Oh, this one. That's a shopping link, which I don't care about. Here we go. I'm trying to find a good picture to show you. There we go. That's good enough. So I have these things here. These IBC totes. They're 275 gallon totes. You can usually get them for about $50. And basically it's a pallet with a either galvanized or aluminum cage and then a polypropylene tank inside. And you can get food safe ones. Basically they came with food products in it, so it's safe to put drinking water in them. And there's a fill on the top and a spigot on the bottom. You can screw attachments onto. And what I do is, well, first of all, I eventually want to capture rainwater, but that's down the road. But for now, what I do is I buy these to use for storage. So I take the water tank, you take these 4 bolts out. Do you see these cross braces that are holding the tank in? That's what I needed these for. Because it's a star bolt. And so I needed a socket to get them out. You take these 2 braces off and this whole entire tank slides out. And you end up with just this nice, convenient IBC cage. And I can fill it with stuff. Now, the nice thing is I can get these covers. It's basically a tarp, but it's in the shape of a box. And it's a cover that slides over the crate. Keeps the water out, keeps prying eyes out, makes it not unsightly. And when the people were here helping me, I had them do me a favor, and they put one of these crates right next to my stairs. And I was like, not only does that look really good, but it's completely out of the way, it's easy to get to, and it doubles as a guardrail going up and down the stairs. So I'm going to put a second one of these on the other side of the staircase. I'll have one on each side. It'd be like pillars. Now this looks ugly, but once you put a cover over it, I use these right here. This is actually the exact cover I have. And that does this. So it's a silver cover that covers the entire IBC. So this 4x4x4 cover is exactly what I need to cover these IBCs. You need a pallet cover and not a tote cover, because the tote cover has an opening in the top. So when this is the mistake I made, I didn't realize I made this mistake before. Which sucks because IBC covers are cheaper. But the problem with these IBC covers is this doesn't look like it, but it does. Every one of them has this flap on the top so that you can access that top port. Well, the problem is water goes in there. And when you're trying to use this to cover stuff, you don't want that hole on the top, because that hole on the top equals water gets in there. So after I finally found my box of the 4 of them that I got, or 3 of them that I got, I got 3 of them. I need 1 more. So I'll probably use some of this money to buy 1 more, because I need 1 more. I can get them for $28 on eBay, shipped. That turns it into dry storage. You just have to make sure that the stuff you put in it is bulged in the middle so that the water sheds off. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to get some 1/4-inch PVC pipe and 3D print some snap lock adapters that'll fit the 1/4-inch pipe to create an arc, to create like a little roof to put over top of the IBC crate. Now the nice thing is the ones that are underneath the carport, I don't need that because they don't get rained on. I'm just covering them to make them look nice and to keep the critters out, to keep the moisture out, snow out, prying eyes out, township off my back, all that bullshit. But so you need a pallet cover, not a tote cover, because the tote cover is going to have that patch in the middle that opens, and that's going to just let the water go right in. So a tote cover will have no opening on top. It's easy enough to pull it off if you have to get into it. And I'm also going to pull the crates away from the house a little bit so that I can use the space behind the crates, between the crate and the building, to put my easy up tent, my umbrellas. You know, I could put my rakes and shovels there, all that long stuff, the snake grabber. I could put all that behind the crates. So not only will it be away from prying eyes, but it'll be not unsightly, but it'll also be less likely to be stolen. And so yeah, that's going to work out nicely. It's just a matter of labor, a matter of doing the work. It's a lot of work. But yep, that's where I'll go from. And that's it. Just go from there. Can you design a printable cover? No, I can't. That would be insane. Oh my god, that would be so much money. Oh, nice. Let me show you guys. He's showing me the little Labrador, and that pushes in to activate the doorbell. That's awesome. That's very cute. Theoretically, you could print a cover, but at that point, you've printed an entire crate. So just use the crate that you just printed. You'd have to print. You would have to print what's 4 times 4 is 16 times 6. No, times 5. So 16 times 5. You'd have to print 80 square feet of surface area. That's a lot of plastic. That's a very, very expensive cover. No, what I plan to do is to let's see, how can I can show you in Tinkercad. Let's see. Do they have a model? I wonder. Now I'm curious. IBC. Oh my God, they do! That's so cute! Oh yes, I have to have it. Oh, that's adorable. Yes, there it is. Oh my God, that's adorable. Okay, hang on. I gotta get these files. Files. Here we go. I need this one, and I need this one. I'll grab the tag too. Oh, that's so awesome. I can't believe someone made that. Let me bring up the chat in here. Come on, where's the chat? There it is. Why would you go away from what I was looking at? Why would you do that? Don't ignore me.
Save $75 on this 12-volt.
Oh, Jesus, go away. Let's go chat, all messages. All you gotta do is put a dome on the nose so it doesn't look so flat. And print it at 0.04 millimeters. Once you get to that dome, it'll look nicer. Or print it sideways. How big are these files? They are small. Okay. Import. Let's import the palette. Let's import the cage. Cooey, they call it. And let's import the tank. Okay, so we're going to make this. Stop going to custom. White. This. Son of a bitch. Silver. And this. Asshole. That color. So here is an IBC. So what we do is we take the tank out and you end up with this cute little cage. And we use that for storage. And the cover is basically just a cover that goes over that. So making a 3D printed cover for this would be very, very expensive. What I can do, however, is this. Let's see. What's the easiest way for me to do this? Probably this way. So if I take this and put it there, if I do this, so basically what I need is something like this. Okay, Control D, hollow. Give me my goddamn grab point. What I need is basically to create something like this. Control D. What I need to do is create something like that. And then this would also have cross members. Probably at least 2 of them. So here. And if we shrink this down to something like this. And do this. There we go. So I would have cross members like this.
I'm Groot.
And then you'd have one here and one here. That would just structurally hold this together. And what I could do is I can 3D print joints to join here and to join this to the cage, so that I can just cut lengths of 1/4-inch PVC and snap fit this all together using the 3D printed couplers. And what I would need is I would create this kind of an arrangement to prevent it from bowing in the top. So if it's not full, water will just shed off. The only problem is snow would probably collapse this. There's no way I can make that strong enough unless I made it out of metal or wood. But just 3D prints and PVC pipe would not hold up to snow, but it would hold up to rain. So I'd have to figure out something different for the wintertime. But that's the idea, to do something like that. That's cute that they actually made a little 3D model. And then I could also use this for something else. This can also be used for storage in a way. So for example, I can cut the top off, turn it sideways, or just use it as another crate and use the same tote cover to cover this. So theoretically, I can make a second crate out of this. Yeah, that could actually work. The only problem, I'd want to put holes in the bottom to make sure if any water did get inside, it had a place to go and not just fill up. But yeah, I could cut the top off of this with a Sawzall and use this as storage too. Interesting. Yeah, I could do that. The cover would be a little loose, but it would work. Now, the nice thing is I could make a cover out of a tarp for this. Especially if I cut a square out of here and I leave these curved edges intact. That'll make it more rigid and that'll prevent it from cutting the tarp. And then I wonder if I could print clamps to cover the corners that would form a 4x6 tarp into a lid. I wonder if that would work, because that'd be a really cheap way of making covers, because these don't need the sides covered. The only thing that this might need is 3D printed clamps for the corners to form it into a lid, to make it hold that shape, and then a strap down to make sure it doesn't blow off. And that could be as simple as some Velcro and some buckles. You can get buckles really cheap, I'm pretty sure. Let's see. I've seen plastic buckles. I could even print. Here you go. I would not print these. It's 91 cents for 10 of them. It'd be stupid to print these. Why would you print them if you could just buy them for that price? So yeah, there we go. I would just buy them. You know, there's 10 of them, and I can get orange. So yeah, there we go. Just buy or pink. There's some pink ones, but that's a dull pink. Come on, I want hot pink. Nobody wants dull pink. Oh, I like the fact that you can get a variety too. So there's a variety pack. So there's a lot of 10 of them. Although these are only 10 millimeters. That's actually, what? That looks bigger than 10 millimeters. Is that really only 10 millimeters? That's this size? Nah, we don't want that small. It's probably only a few cents more for bigger. Why'd you go here? Oh, is this Dollar Express? Yeah, it's Dollar Express. Here it is. Oh, only that one's available. That's 25. That's the big one anyway. It's 25 millimeter. Okay. Well, they have up to 38 millimeter. But yeah, the 25 millimeter is the one you'd want. And that's, is that, what? 33 cent, max 3. I'll take all 3. If they ship me 1, I'm gonna be really pissed off. I'm gonna be real pissed off because that says 10 pieces. Wow. Oh, that's an intro thing. But even still, $1.29 is still wonderful. So 25, that's 1-inch buckles, which is good. Yeah, 1 inch. Oh, the inside diameter. Oh, the 1 inch refers to the size of the webbing you need. So it's 30 millimeters by 40 millimeters, and it uses 1 inch webbing. Okay, so that's what you use to make the webbing. Okay, good. So $1.29, and it's max 10. I don't need 10. 2 is plenty. Add to my picks. Good, I'll add this to my next order. I found these. This is a great idea. Why can't I click this? There's no way to click this? This here is a great idea. I could 3D print this too, but I'm going to buy them because it's only $1. Then you get 10 of them. But especially if you're like, this is not really for saving pencils. This is for coloring pencils, which are valuable because they're color. I don't mind about caps, man. That's not bad. This allows you to keep using the small stub of a pencil. So when you have only a little bit of pencil left in that rare color, you can keep using it. You can turn it into a full-size pencil. That's a great idea. And I should be able to come up with a 3D printed version of that too. I love this too. This is kind of cute. It's a 4-leaf clover ring, but it's also a fidget toy that spins. So you can sit there and just go fling, 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 and spin that thing all day. I love that kind of stuff. This is a great deal. A set of 4 rulers, protractors, and squares for $1.99, and it's made of aluminum. So you get 2 squares, isosceles, and what do you call that? 90-degree. I forget what you call that. Protractor and ruler. You get that 4-piece set for $2. That's a good deal. I need some cables for the new computer, so this is DisplayPort to VGA, VGA to VGA, and DisplayPort to HDMI, because I want to be able to use both or all 3 connections to connect the monitor. This is kind of cool. Big Clive reviewed this, and he thought it was pretty good. It's an emergency light. So there's a 18650 cell inside, and it's an LED light, and you plug it in. And the charging circuit is surprisingly simple and efficient. That doesn't overcharge the battery. And basically, you put this on your wall, you plug it in, and you forget about it. When the power goes out, it automatically turns on. It's just an emergency light. I want one of those. I want like 3 or 4 of those around the house. It looks like, oh no, I needed these. These were the lights for my car. They're destroyed. They're unavailable now. That sucks. Ooh, that's only $12. I can't afford it now, but I'll add it to my list. And the battery tender. This is I'm going to get one of these for the car because I got lucky. The battery was under warranty when it went bad. Wow, 50 of them for $1? Hello. Why would you print them when you could buy them for $1 for 50 of them? Jesus. That's crazy. But this has Bluetooth, and it will monitor the health of your battery and send it to your phone, so you know if something's going wrong, you can take care of it before the battery gets destroyed. And because that battery's $200 in that goddamn thing. Wow, 50 of them. China's incredible sometimes. $1.79 for a nice stainless steel ruler. If you want if you like mechanical pencils, you can get mechanical pencils, but more importantly, you can get the lead. So look at this. That's 0.5 millimeter lead. That's 1,000 leads for $2. You read that right, 1,000 leads. Hello. So if you like mechanical pencils, there's a cheap way to get them. That's the same thing. And they also have colored leads, 2 millimeters thick, nice and thick. Ooh. Is that an extension? Yes, it is. Can I get 3 meters? It's not a bad price. I'll add it to my list. Here's a nice little thing to get somebody as a little birthday gift, somebody you don't really know. Basically, it's a challenge coin, but it's a happy birthday coin. But it's an actual metal coin, just says happy birthday. That's kind of cute. Ooh. Any sizes I use? No, I hate the. I don't like the I want the pan heads, not the that kind. Still not a bad price though. And that if that's actually stainless steel, that's a good deal. 3x10 and 3x16. If it's actually stainless steel, it probably is. That's a good deal. But only if you need that type of bolt. So, you know, just a matter of what you're looking for. Some brass nuts. Voltage converter. You can usually get them for a better deal than that. Oh, you know, that's normal. That's normal. The USB-C dummy switch, trigger switches, you can get cheaper, but that's about right for a voltage converter. Locking carabiners. They're light duty, but it's a locking carabiner. Nope. 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 Yes. So 4 of them for $269. Not the greatest deal, but not a horrible deal. You know, these are not for climbing. These are just for holding things together. But these are the locking kind, which is nice. They're a bit tougher than the cheapy ones you get at the dollar store. Wow. What's the point? What's the point if you're only going to offer the 1 meter one? I want the fucking 14 meter one. Holy cow, that's a long freaking cable. How long is that? 30, 12, 42? That's 50 feet. That's probably the max. Jesus. That's long. Here's $339 for 1,000 pieces of 0.9 millimeter leads. Oh, these are cute. I like these. These little itty bitty carabiners. But I found out the D rings are better. Because the problem is when the ejection charge fires, sometimes this can jump and force it past that clip. I was going to try to use these for in the rockets. But you really want a D ring for that. You want something that can't pop open. That's still a pretty good deal for that. There's a heavier duty one. Calipers, you can still get them for about $1. Titanium alloy clips. Oh, this uses flex tension. See, I wish it locked. I wish it had, it was a channel here and it actually locked. Because my concern is pull. Although for a tiny rocket, that would be fine. But then again, for a tiny rocket, I could just print one too. Still, titanium's cool. Grub screws. Huh. These are usually fake. Avoid them. They're almost never real. They're just scumbags selling fake shit. These are nice. These pop apart keyring holders. Fake. They have a couple versions of these that are pretty nice, but that doesn't put out 250 watts. You can't put out 250 watts. Your socket can only handle 120. That's why they can get away with that, because they know it doesn't put out anywhere near that. All right, that's enough of that. I want those little buckles, though. But yeah, I'm hoping I can maybe 3D print a way to use PVC pipe to create a cover for these. But now that I realize that might not work well, though, because of the snow. So that might be a bad idea, because that'll just collapse in the snow. That'll hold up the rain, but it won't hold up the snow. But yeah, these crates are very handy when you live rural, because it gives you lots of storage space. It doesn't keep critters out, but as long as there's no food in there, critters will usually leave it alone. And oh, my bottom doesn't look like that. It looks different. That's funny that that makes sense. If you're doing the 3D printing, has to have been a hell of a boon for HO people. People like trains, model trains, because now you can print everything. Like, I'd eventually like to print a diorama of my house, like a 3D model of my house, with these little crates printed, everything printed, and and so that looks like the actual property, but it's all a model. I think that'd just be fun to do. I don't have quite the modeling skills yet to do that. I don't have the kind of skill set I would need. I wonder. Because the biggest problem is the paneling and the shingles. I never searched for shingles. With with trains being such a popular thing, there it is. There's shingles. We're close enough. If I flatten it and scale it down, I bet you that would be close enough. I'll have to look into this. But there you go. Top cover, get rid of that. That's the doorbell. That's the nail polish. That's the tablet. And that's the Labrador. You guys probably can't see any of that. Yes, you can. All right, that's it. I'm starving, so I'm gonna go make something to eat because I didn't eat this morning. And I don't think I'm gonna cook that turkey. I also got a recipe to make some smoked turkey black bean soup. So I'm going to use the leftover turkey to maybe make that. And I think I have all the ingredients. So if you want to make some of these light mounts, if you want to support me, you can go buy it from my digital store. Or just go to, if you're Patreon, it's already there. Log into your Patreon, you'll see this under the downloads. And otherwise, the instructions for how to slice it are there. It's available for free on Printables and Thingiverse. And don't forget to print the adorable screwdriver. I love the screwdriver so much. I just love it. It's so freaking big. It's just so huge. It's just so big. But that's it. I gotta swap that memory card out because that memory card is probably going bad. I'm gonna try formatting it and see if that helps. But I think this memory card's going out. Something corrupted that file somehow. And I'll try it again and see if it works. But that's it. I will see you guys later. Thank you very much, Richard and Joe and Beatlescuber. Thank you for supporting me. I appreciate that. That's going to go a long way. So I really appreciate that. Don't forget, when you're doing your holiday shopping, use those affiliate links down below and on my webpage, especially the Amazon, Temu, and AliExpress ones. Because especially the Amazon one, that's where I make most of my money. I make half my income from my Amazon affiliate links. So if you're doing Amazon shopping, use my affiliate link. Just bookmark my homepage, Nerisse.com, and that link right at the top just says Amazon shopping page. It just takes you to the Amazon homepage. And just buy whatever you're normally going to buy. That's it. I will see you guys next week.